time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome everyone to episode 300 of Born to Be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun, hanging out with friends, talking about the wild format, and I screwed it up. I'm starting that part again. Welcome everyone to episode 300 of Born to Be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun, hanging out with friends, talking about the wild formats of Hearthstone, and spotlighting members of the wild community. I'm your host, Hydralisk. It is great to be back on this wonderful evening here in beautiful British Columbia. I'm joined by my fellow host, ElectricSheepCity.
Meowdy.
And Schmoopydady.
This is wild.
And then I kicked my dust down a bottomless pit.
And for the very first time, he gets a hip-hop air horn too. Ahrimourn!
Whoa! So honored to be here. Thanks, guys. 300. Wow. I remember 100.
I don't know if I
and you know what? We should go back. We should have gone back and looked and see what we even did on one. I don't even remember.
I recorded something. Nate asked me to record some like cheers message, and I never know what happened to it. But yeah, I remember that.
You know what? He's got like everything. We can get that. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for having me. Great to be here. Jeez.
Great to have you.
So excited to have you here.
300. I don't know if I could count that high most days.
None of us can. Not enough toes and fingers and toes. Not enough fingers and toes. We play wild.
Yeah, we max out at 20.
I'm still working on tying my shoes too.
So for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs. And the video version of this podcast is posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all of the podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today. Thank you. Yes. You.
Content plug, Schmoopydady. Before we get into the main topic of the show tonight, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we've got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime. And finally, if you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that are unlocked by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, please join our Discord, a free and amazing online community of friends from all across the world who love talking about wild Hearthstone. Links to all of this stuff and more, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Guest interviewing section.
All right, so as you've noticed, watching or listening, we have on Ahrimourn. And if you are not familiar with Ahrimourn, we're going to get to know Ari a little bit better. But as a quick intro, Ari has been, I'm going to say, so not everyone has the ability, their schedules may not line up to watch the show live on Twitch when we go live. Ahrimourn happens to, and he seems to be like the most dedicated on-time person, more on time than we are. Almost always first in chat. Millsy's giving him a run for his money. I believe
recently,
I believe
last
that
50
the
episodes.
only person that has subscribed to the podcast channel longer than Ahrimourn is myself. So like Ahrimourn is absolutely. I was gonna look at some of the old data to see if maybe like Shokunin or something.
That's what I was
like,
thinking. Yeah.
Like there's a possibility, but no, Ahrimourn is the GOAT, and we're gonna get to know the GOAT a little bit better. So, as we always do, tell us as much or as little about yourself as you would like. Ahrimourn.
Oh man. So, well, first of all, obviously super honored to be here. Big 300. Again, I remember 100. I remember I go back to even Into the Wild with Nate and Craig. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm
Classic.
a bit of an old-timer. Been a fan of the show since Into the Wild, back when my hair was a little darker. Fellow countryman of Hydra, Canadian, but I'm actually at the other, more or less the other side of the country. I'm closer to Schmoopy's part of the world than Hydra himself. I'm in the Canadian. Sorry, I come from Ottawa, which is Canada's capital. Long-time gamer. Obviously, now I'm actually consider myself kind of a proud gamer dad. What that means is my 13-year-old is hands down better at boss fights than I am. Like we got into Souls Likes together, and he'll go in like Elden Ring boss and just kick its kill it easily, and I'm still struggling. Like
That's
recently,
saying something.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
we're playing God of War Ragnarok, and I think you're still playing that, Sheep. But the second hardest boss, and he had less gear than I did. Second hardest boss, he texts me like, "Yeah, it was hard. I beat him. Took me like half an hour to an hour." Like, okay, you don't have to rub it in, buddy. Like, come on. And he platinumed like, and I think you guys are pretty familiar with Souls Likes. He went and looked up like what's the hardest rated one, and it's Sekiro. And I thought, okay, he's being a masochist. I bought it for him. It was on sale. It's old by now. And he platinumed it. And it's like, okay,
wow.
you get the heavyweight belt. Like, there's no competing with that. So
I still haven't played it. I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
it's cool.
I've had students
It's
play
very, he just has this like parry Jedi sense. And that's a lot of the Souls like, if you can parry really well. So anyways, that's, not Hearthstone related, but that's my my recent, proud gamer dad. And unlike my other son, he's really good at golf, and he's been beating me in golf for years now.
Oh no, this is when it starts to happen.
The generation, yeah.
You've no doubt heard me complain about things like that. I'm proud, and I complain. It's like a little column A, a little column B. Like you're happy to see them do it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I used to do that good too.
Yeah, I beat that boss once on easy.
Yeah, go back and put like the first Mario cartridge in and see, if you could get the princess.
I'll show you.
Oh, I do that now. Yeah, my son gives me a run for the money. Yeah, like if we were playing, when we were back when he was like really sharp at Super Smash Brothers, when we have to be like, okay, let's negotiate what characters we use, because we know that you smoke me. He's 8. You smoke me when you're using this character, and I get salty, and I smoke you if I'm using this character and you get salty. So let's just agree on what characters we're using now, so no one's salty afterwards.
Have a salt off.
And he's like, yeah, all right. So it's just the fact that he's going to surpass me in 13. Oh God, no, please, no. Give me a couple more years.
Yeah. That was a point.
Hilarious.
And I forgot to add, I'm even playing one lower difficulty than my son. It's like, I don't know, man. He's just the parry Jedi in the family or something, but it's cool to watch. And he doesn't
100%.
rub it in yet. He better not start either.
Yeah.
Or it's orphanage
Doesn't
time.
got the ego yet. That's great. All right, so when did you first start playing this wonderful game of Hearthstone?
Oh man, I was back in open beta. I still remember I was at work and a coworker. I think back then I was playing an old Magic app on the iPad. So I was into Magic to an extent. I didn't have I I had cards, physical cards a while back, but I realized that was just not financially a good idea. So I had found, back when the iPads came out, I was playing that, and then a friend at work said, "Hey, this Blizzard's come out with a card game. You want to see it?" And he showed it to me, and my first thought was, "It's kind of simple. Like, where's the lands? Where you just get mana every turn?" And I did think it was simplistic at first, and then I didn't last with that long, and so I was back OG. I thought Jiraxis was the coolest thing ever, and I remember when I got the card, I'm like, look what his hero power does. Like, that's totally OP. And so I've been
Infernal.
yeah, it's like, oh my God, that's awesome. So
that's when he set you to 15 too, right? Or was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was 15, and I still thought he was like, how can you
arguably
lose?
way worse, but it was just awesome.
Yeah,
I love that too.
I remember hearing Ben Brode's story, how he created Jiraxis. He ran back to his desk, and it's like, that was my favorite card. So I've been, and it's kind of one of those, like Nate would say, like Wild. I think you too, Hydra, maybe Sheep as well. It's like, I didn't get into Wild. It was when Wild came out, it's like, well, I want to keep playing my stuff. Like, obviously I'm going to play Wild. So just kind of grew from there. And so I've seen it all. I did take a bit of a break from the game. I just came back recently. I was gone for 5 expansions. It didn't seem that long, but I'm happy to be back. Break wasn't bad. I'm careful about, like, I have still, when I came back, I was lucky to have about 70,000 in dust, but I was still like,
nice.
If I spend too much, like, what if I run out? I'm still at like 55k, and I'm like hesitant to craft just because in case, like, there's all these cards that I like, but wild decks, standard decks. But anyway,
have you gotten it
happy to
recently?
Be back.
There's been like some catch-up packs as rewards for things.
I did.
Yeah.
So what pulled me back, well, for one thing, shout out to our friend Leaser. He kept he was like the temptress on my shoulder kind of thing. Hey, Hearthstone's pretty fun lately. And I should have come back when the StarCraft cards came out. I remember saying like, oh man, these look awesome. But Lee kept telling me, come on back, give it a try. So it was partially that, and partially just when I push that button, what am I going to get? So I think I got 3 catch-up packs, a bunch of regular packs. It was pretty good. It wasn't.
They hook you up.
It wasn't enough as a Wild enjoyer too to be totally like, I'm fully set up again, but that's understandable. But it was cool. I blame Lee. So what got me back was Lee and just, curiosity on what I'm going to get. But I got to say, Cataclysm, like, that's kept me back, I think, because it had Cataclysm has all the stuff I like. Dragons, thank you, yes please. Hero card, yes please. And Ragnaros, like, oh yeah. So
Herald was cool. Herald was really cool.
I'm still playing Herald Warrior in Standard.
Why wouldn't you? It's
and
cool.
I get to, getting to Platinum. That's good enough for me for now. Nothing.
Nice.
So it, in one sense, feels like I was gone for a while card-wise, but I kept tuning in and, paying attention to you guys. So
oh yeah,
really
we appreciate that. We didn't even know you were even playing the game because you were here every week after week.
I didn't want to say anything.
He didn't take a break from the pod. He stepped away from Hearthstone. He kept coming back here.
And it wasn't, and it wasn't like I stepped away in protest or anything. It was just, each expansion got a little less exciting, and it wasn't even like, that's it, I quit. It was just like, oh, I think I needed a break from the homeworky side of the game.
Oh yeah.
And I do play Snap too, so that might have been a bit of a factor, but
Yeah.
I appreciate both games, very different styles, obviously. But yeah, um, Cataclysm was a great expansion to come back to. It just so
Well,
happened, yeah, excellent.
speaking of styles, over the years that you've played this game since open beta, what play style have you enjoyed the
Oh,
best?
I guess Control. Like I've always loved to do big, splashy things like Nazoth. I don't know how long ago it was, but I still remember when Ben was on the show and he's like, Nazoth isn't a good card. And we were all like, oh my God, what did he just
Oh,
say?
yeah.
It came true. Ben,
When
I
he
wouldn't have
said it,
agreed
I
at
think
the
it was
time.
still good. But then
Yeah.
it's like he told the world and no one played it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like borderline. I think.
So, Blood
That's
Reaver,
funny. It's on a 20
Gul'dan, Blood Reaver, Gul'dan, stuff like that. Like I crafted those cards in gold just so I could have a gold board come back, and love doing big
Yep.
things like that. Although my predictability is not very good. Like I looked up the card, and I don't know if you guys remember one of my big like I thought Emrys was going to be a great card. Like I looked at that card, I was like,
Sure.
oh, that looks awesome. I was like, oh wow, I miscalled that. But that kind of big splashy effect, like when I came back, one of the options was, and I didn't take it, but the priest ready deck had like the weapon, the 10 like the 310 costs bundled
Yeah.
together. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of big dumb thing I like to do. But yeah, that's always been my style, and I kind of felt in my history like I hated aggro for a long time because it was my nemesis. But then I finally, I lost out on years of enjoying aggro when I finally tried it, like Pirate Warrior. It's like, hey, this is actually fun. And I think when I took my break, what I was playing up to that point, and I don't see it anymore, but in Wild was Quest Druid, like the what was the big, 8/8
bonk
gives
druid.
you 8. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I'm pretty dumb at this game. I can even play this. Like, I enjoyed that for a while. Yeah. So I've been playing forever. I'm not a great player. I've hit legend like 4 times over. I never I think one of the last times I did it was with Big Priest, with Neptulon,
Nice.
before they killed Big Priest forever. Like it
Yeah,
is still,
I hit
it
it with
is still
that too.
dead, right?
That was great.
It is still
Yeah,
dead,
it's
thankfully.
still dead.
You
like,
can still
why?
play it and kind of like you can high roll and have like a very similar turn if you get like Love Everlasting up and your palm reading
Yeah,
it,
you get all
like
the
shadow,
right
but like
stuff.
the stars have to align and the meta's really moved way past it. It's just like you're doing so much better stuff now.
I remember you guys
Yeah.
discussing it when they killed it. It was like, why now? Like it felt
It
like
wasn't good
years
then.
too late. Like
I know, like it used
It
to
was still
terrorize the
fun.
meta, and then it was
it's
just
like it's
meh.
like did you guys not get the memo for a couple of years? Like what happened here? Yeah. So
Yeah, that was a shame.
big stuff. I do enjoy aggro now. I'm playing. There's like a version of in standard. There's a version of DH with oh my gosh, sorry, what's the card that ignores taunts? Like it's pretty aggressive.
Sun
Cane.
Fury, yeah.
And with all
Yeah.
the soul dudes, and it's like this is kind of aggro and it's kind of fun. Like sure. And the attraction with me now is like, hey, I've got like almost all these cards. I've got Kane from way back. So yeah, but I do need to, I've been, checking out Schmoopy's videos, and I need to kind of start crafting in Wild and get back into it. I was saying like TikTok Warlock, if it's still a thing, that looked like fun when you guys were talking about it.
Can't
Disco
confirm.
Lock is, perennial
You could
favorite.
do, honestly, Ari, like
Mhm.
just keeping in style with like the kind of deck that you like the big demon style. You could even fit in, honestly, like greed wise. There's even a couple slots you could fit in like a Gul'dan and a N'Zoth. You could play that package with TikTok or without TikTok and
Interesting.
just
Oh, yeah.
go in on like Blood Bloom and Annihilation or Blood Bloom and Crane Game and probably play like a. It's not going to feel exactly like Q Block because it's not
Mhm.
stuff dropping from your hand, but you're going to be pulling copies of it from your deck, and it's a little bit more resilient to Reno Lone Ranger, unlike those old style decks, just because you can make multiple boards, and it's not immediately deleting things from your deck. It's copies from your deck, so you even have threats afterwards. So like that, I can even.
Okay.
I'm actually already asking Large Ivan, who's the guy who loves that style of deck and builds it and plays it up to like 11x range. I'm already asking what his
Mhm.
most recent list looks like so I can slip that to you after the show.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, big demons is my thing, and that's
So if that's your thing, then which specific deck was your favorite deck
It's-
then?
God, I wish Nate was here. It's got to be Q Block. It's
Yeah.
and there was like Reno Lock back then. There was a time where they were both close. I think Q Block was still the winner, and I think they nerfed Q Block slightly, but like Reno Lock, Q Block, but I'd still have to go with Q Block. I remember Nate kept feeding me like, no, this is the best Q Block now. And Ghoul Daniel back in the day was like giving him decks, and then he'd give them to me. Good old days. And that's where
Yeah.
I don't want to be the back in my day in Wild, but I miss that kind of.
Oh, totally. I was always so sad because I made it like on like the old ranking system. I got to like rank 5 stars with Q Block,
Oh
and I was
man.
streaming it. I was because
Oh
I was
man.
streaming like rank 5 to legend with Q Block was like the name of it, and I would like stream it like every day. I was like, I'm gonna get there, and I was doing the back and forth, and I was like, this is it, final boss again for the millionth time, and I somehow like tilted and went all the way like
No.
like
And that
tanked,
was
and
the
I never
super
hit.
grind then.
But
Mhm.
yeah. It was because other people were playing Q blocks too, so I was hitting
Oh, yeah.
some because I was
And they were
playing it
long games too.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal when it got to that. You're just like bonking like 1-3s into each other. Like, okay.
And it's like who's Gul'dan goes off second, kind of like. Yeah.
Mine
it
had
was
more
pretty-
Void Lords. Yours had more
Yeah.
Doom Guards.
Do I
Like,
still have my N'Zoth? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Schmoopydady, you added the next question. What were you gonna ask?
Yeah, what brought you to Born Be Wild? Like how'd you find the pod and like
think
what keeps you coming back, man?
So I think it was just back. It was Nate. Like I remember I used to like water the grass with listening to Into the Wild because it was audio only back in my day. And I stuck with it. And Nate took a break, and I remember he messaged me on Discord like, we're getting the band back together, and he started back
Yeah.
out with Craig. Craig, for whatever reason, didn't last too long, but in swooped Hydra because of the Canadian rule, of course. And
Must be Canadian.
yeah, so it
It
was
has to be one.
it was like, whoa, they're on screen now. It's like video. So, oh my god, I'm so old. But yeah, you guys have like I said, I took a break from the game, but it's like I still got to tune in to the boys. Like it's just the Friday
I got
thing.
a little treat for you. You'll recognize this from Into the Wild.
Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Into the Wild.
Whoa. I remember, Craig started, I think, with the rapping, right, Hydra? I think it was him, and then Nate started getting into it, and you joined in, and yeah, it was the musical side of things was something. But now
It was
you got Goliath.
fun.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
You
just
guys have
hard to
always
do
just
every single
kept it.
week.
I mean, playing the game or not, you guys have still kept it entertaining and cool, and yeah, got to tune into the boys.
Awesome. Well, before we move into our final interview question, does anyone have any other questions for Ari? No? All right.
How
Just the big
ancient
one.
are you, actually? Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, everyone always wonders how tall everybody is. That's always a fun discussion. Sheep's a giant. We know that. So
Yeah, sheep's huge.
Giant
I'm
among men.
like 6 foot. I'm
he's not
marginally
actually
tall.
that tall, but like
Doesn't he play for the Rockets
the legend is
Yes,
that Sheep is a giant.
correct. Yeah.
in his spare time?
On
All
the
right.
side.
So, Ahrimourn, I've never heard your username before I met you. So, how did you get your username?
So I'm not very creative. So I created it decades ago. I was looking for a D&D character name. So I had just read a book, and this shows you how old I am. I think the book was like in 86 or 87, called Orion. And it's a cool book. Hydra, if you can find it, give it a try. It's a cool book.
I'll keep an
And
eye out.
the villain was named Ahrimourn with M-A-N at the end. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then my friend had his D&D character was named Morngrim. And somehow it just kind of smushed them together. I'm like, ooh, that sounds cool. So, not being creative, I just like every video game, just like, that's my name. And I've just stuck with it for decades. And it's funny now because in the last, 10 years, oh, I know where you got your name from, Ari in League of Legends. It's like, actually,
Oh no.
I don't know who that is. And I did play the Runeterra game for a while, and they introduced Ari, but I still don't. And, at times I've been like, actually, I don't know who invented that character, but I probably had mine before that person was born. So
Probably.
I remember
yeah.
That's
was
awesome.
was it Soddle, or there was a wild streamer, young fellow. He doesn't stream anymore, a Swedish fellow. And
Yeah, blonde hair guy.
And I played him. I was playing
What's his
Big
name?
Priest. He did not like that. He did not like that I was playing Big Priest. And on his stream, he purposely took a break to annoy me. He's like, "Okay, let's do some stretching." And then he said, "And look at his stupid name. He copied Ari from League of Legends." And I'm like, "No, but okay, you win." But yeah, it's just stuck with me, and I don't know. Again, I've like, hey, I've created my name. I'll keep it. Nobody ever reserves it on any other game, so it's worked for me.
It's a heck of a lot more original than my name. So.
Yeah, but yours
Stole
has a
it from-
cooler back character though, with spikes.
I did have
It's
a rage
character.
ad. I beat someone when I was actually playing Hunter, and I was running like a Zerg package, and the person like added me and were like, "Why would you name yourself after that stupid card?" And I was like, "It's not from the card."
You have no idea how old I am.
You do like the comic store
Literally-
guy. Actually, yeah.
Actually, I made this username in like 1999, so I don't know what to tell you. Odd battle that. All right. Well, Ahrimourn, how was your week?
Oh, not bad. Just busy with work. We actually, I work for the Canadian government, and we've recently been pushed back to 3 days a week in the office. I think similar to Blue Train. Blue Train, I think he works for the provincial government, and he's been gone back 4 or 5 days a week. So
Don't
It's
tell my
this-
wife. She's still 5 days at home.
nice. So yeah, and it's kind of like I've forgotten what it's like to get up and go to the office 3 days in a row. It's like, oh man, that's what it's like. I remember that. But it's okay. The funny thing is they've done it just for kind of political reasons, and we are in Ottawa, and it's, we work in this hoteling system. So I just go to whatever building that's closest to me. I reserve a seat, and I'm not sitting around my team or anything. I just sit there and be on Teams calls all day like I am at home. But the optics, the politicians wanted us back to work because people thought we were lazy. But anyway, it's
That's amazing.
it's okay. Other than that, yeah, I'm just playing more. I crafted Beatrix Paladin in Standard.
Ooh,
It's cool.
nice.
I've noticed how, like, for
I
the
like
first time, it's like, wait, I've got all these. I got a few Violet Hold packs. I didn't buy the bundle, but I got a number of Violet Hold packs. But then you get the quests where, hey, you got to play Violet Hold cards. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what do I have? I had opened Beatrix. I'm like, I hear that's good or fun. So been playing that. But yeah, I've got to get more into the wild side of things and craft spending my dust. And
She really gets flexed in Mech Paladin right now. That's
Oh, yeah?
that ended up being
That's fun.
The 10 galvanizers turns out is pretty good. And since we already have
Me like mechs.
functionally 4 copies of radar detector, the draw's pretty good too. Like, it's all at once. It's feast or famine, but like if you find it pretty often and you make some pretty consistent boards, so we'll hook you up with that later. We'll definitely
Cool,
talk
thanks.
about it later this stream.
Cool. Yeah, that's it for me. Just work, fun, Hearthstone. And well, the benefit of going back to work is, and I take the bus and the train, it's like that's my Hearthstone homework time. So
Nice.
works out.
Hydra, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, so for me, I mentioned last week that I was reading that short story collection, The End of the World as We Know It, that is like in the world of the stand. I am like 70-ish% done. I almost quit though, because there's a short story like in the middle that I was so disturbed by. And I read Stephen King books, so there's like a lot of weird stuff in Stephen King books. But like Stephen King didn't write this. This is like homage to him. Like this person went way too far. And I didn't finish that story. I went to the next one, and then I even looked up online, and everyone's like, great book, but what was with this one? Like,
Well, that's a teaser trailer if I've ever heard it.
it's like somebody had this story written and then like added a bit of a like changed a couple things to make it fit into the world of the stand. Like, but it was so messed up on like multiple levels where I was like, I can't. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
I'm done.
Yeah, and so it's so bad I can't even describe it on air. Let's put it that way. So this is a family show.
So he leaves us hanging like that. Jeez.
I'll tell you later. But and then I've been playing. Well, we got the event right now, or we just finished an event, and then we're on to another one. This next one is like one of those 3-week long events, but I like to get the jump start on the event. And I finished the weekly so fast. It was really easy. The first weekly, I can't remember what it was. It was like summon 100 minions or play 100 minions or something.
Yeah,
Real
it's quick.
fast. And it was done so kind of like in the waiting room, just doing dailies on. I've also been playing a lot of Paladin too. So yeah, Beatrix is awesome. But then since I'm still addicted to the Hogwarts game, I jammed that for about like an hour, which isn't a lot when you're on like a free roaming sort of like open world RPG. You don't like an hour feels like nothing. And then my wife and I are watching a TV show, and we've been watching it every night. It's called The Resident. You guys watch it? It's like a murder mystery show. There's a lot of like
I've heard
faces
of it.
you'd recognize.
I've heard of it too. Yeah.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's I've been enjoying it. We're not. I think we're like halfway done or something. The first season, only like halfway done the first season, but we're watching that and just sitting. I'm in the vacation waiting room. We got that coming up at the end of the month. I'm so stoked to just like go chill in this cabin that we've got rented. We've got it for a week, and
Cabin in the Woods. Sorry.
Cabin in the Woods.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah, but you don't want to be starring in it.
No.
No. The only thing I am worried about is it is in like the interior of BC, and we're a little concerned about like highway closures from wildfires and stuff like that. But right now it's smooth sailing, but you don't know what it's going to be like a couple weeks from now. So
Right.
unsure. Hopefully it's fine. Like our skies here are clear and blue. A few days ago they were not. You couldn't see the sun. It was just smoky. But anyway, that's it for me. Electric Sheep City, how was your week?
Yeah, my week was all right. I played my THL match last night, and I had the same record that I did last week, 1-3. My opponent is a friend, and he was so funny afterwards.
Right.
He was like, "Man, I high rolled like whoa." And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, you did, but you also capitalized on it. Like, you could high roll and still lose. Like, you have to be
If
good."
you don't execute correctly.
I'd be saltier. I'd be saltier immediately.
Talk about keeping it classy, Sheep. Jeez.
You.
Are you Canadian? What's going on?
No, it's so funny. Even today, he was like, "Man, looking back on it, like, because he shared his replays, and people were like, apparently like, oh, you were just lucky." I'm like, "Man, you don't have to bring it up again the next day. It's all right, bud.
It's all right.
It's really okay.
You can't win them all. It's all right.
It
Someone's
really
gotta
is
win.
okay." Oh, but that was pretty validating that, like, oh yeah, he high rolled and I still won one. Hey, we take those. Outside of that, it's just been a long week with a lot of work and a lot of I forgot where I was going with that. It was just a long week, but I'm so glad to be here hanging out with my buds. Schmoopydady, how was your week?
Dovetailing off the THL thing, I did win last night.
Congrats.
Cool.
Dory got a sub, so Hatzer jumped in. Well, I was super salty last week because I lost my THL match, and I lost when I could have dug for lethal in one of the games, but I literally ended my turn with enough mana to I spent mana to do something and then realized after I had spent the mana, oh man, I could still find lethal if I'd done XYZ, and I just played too fast and didn't look at my deck list, so I was annoyed. But this week I got a little lucky. It was a little touch and go. The matchups were, the first game was 100 Armor Warrior versus Hostage Mage, and I was not the Hostage Mage. But my opponent didn't bring like a clear win condition for how he was gonna, like, I think he was trying to do like Tony plus, he wasn't doing like the full OTK, Discover OTK with the ETC that a lot of Hostage Mages are doing. He was just doing like Toady and Talan and just being like, okay, I'll launch a bunch of fireballs. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna gain 200 armor real quick and just see where this goes. And he actually played it really great, where at one point I was like, well, what happens if it ends as a tie? And he actually gamed it out perfectly to the point where he took one of my clears and I played my Ceaseless Expanses too aggressively and actually aggroed me down over enough turns through fatigue and a board presence to get the beatdown win against 200 plus armor. So that was really well played from my opponent. Second game was Mech Paladin versus Token DH, and Token, the Mech Paladin was really experimental. I think we'll talk a little bit more about the list I ended up showing tonight. I could have showed Sheep's list because we're going to do like a little tour through like what's happened over the last 100 episodes in the wild meta. But I was trying a couple of different cards in there. It was really experimental, and I was jamming games against the Innkeeper yesterday like crazy, just trying to get like game loops, just trying to get reps, just kind of be like, okay, how does this list feel? How does this card feel? And the data all looks bad. like basically like the data for all the cards in Mech Paladin that aren't like Treasure Gill or Radar Detector or Silly, it all looks bad. So it's you're kind of shooting in the dark, but there's some stuff that really looks bad, like Hellion and what's the 3 mana 2/5 taunt magnetic? That thing looks like trash too. So I'm still jamming double flying machines. Okay, there's no data on it.
go.
In my opinion, let's add Wind Fury to the
Why not?
Crusaders Aura deck. Screw it. Won that game versus the token DH. Got cooked by his token DH against my 100 armor warrior. He killed me by turn 4, and I did not have 100 armor. With a really early, he was playing a Lion's Fury. No, Lion's Fury. Really early Lion's Fury. He had like a 19 attack Lion's Fury, which I could not answer. So I got cooked by that. I beat him with 100 armor warrior versus odd hunter, and then it came down to like Lost City Priest versus odd hunter, and I honestly got a little bit lucky that he didn't have an extra spell to find lethal because my pop off was slow because I couldn't find my shadow spells to finish completing my quest, so I won 3-2. So like that felt good because I went from like kind of like losing, basically like losing 2-3 the week before to winning 3-2. So I was like, all right, good bounce back. We take this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lion's Frenzy. Thank you, Mizell. Didn't ask. Time out. And then on the personal side of things, we had Shuby is still playing Monster Hunters 3 Ultimate. Me too. So like while he's playing on the big TV, I'm playing on my 3DS. All of the software to like download the quests and transfer data from one copy to the other copy, that all went defunct like 3 years ago when Nintendo stopped doing the servers for like the Nintendo Store and those things. So it kind of sucks because I was just like, oh man, yeah, maybe we could play each other, or maybe we could play with each other, or maybe we could like do missions together online because that'd be cool. But that's not there. And I guess like, okay, it's the weirdest thing. I have another file on here that's like 175 hours on it that has some DLC. I do not remember playing this game on here. I just don't remember it. It's 175 hours. It must have happened. It is here. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's my build. That's my username.
Were you sleep hunting?
No clue. No, what was I? Was beer involved? I have no clue.
I mean, that's
no
a lot of
idea.
hours.
Were you playing well though?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I look at my gear. I'm like, man, I was kicking ass.
Hey.
Hydra. I was like, yeah, I was doing pretty well. I've got like elite level. Here, that's 50 minutes in there. It's like elite. I got like elite level gear.
Wow.
I got like elite level gear, and like I recognized the monster that I farmed it off of, and I was like, all right, yeah, I was doing pretty okay. But like he's at a point where we're trying to. What I didn't realize what happened in this version of the game is to like unlock the final boss in the story. You basically are just like jumping through hoops. It's like, okay, but did you do this yet? Okay, did you do this yet? And he's like starting to wander a little bit, and he's kind of like, okay, but like I don't know if I want to fight this. I don't want if I want to fight the same monsters again, but just harder.
It's
But
like
I don't know. I think I got
homework
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got him hooked again because like he's taken on some cool ones. Like if you know what a Rathalos is, he's starting to take on that, and that's an interesting fight because it's basically always in the air during the fight, so it kind of like it's a little bit of a different rhythm. And I'm showing him how to use flash bombs and stuff, and he's just like, "Wow, Dad, you're pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, I've probably slain 200 of these
Dad
things."
still got it.
No idea. And so that's really cool. And that's been fun. Where it's like I'm at a point in the game now where it's hysterical because I'm just like, okay, I just did this thing, and now all these things line up for me. And I compare my hours played to his hours played, and he's got maybe like, I don't know, he's probably got like 20 plus hours more. Maybe that's like conservative, more hours played than me because I'm not always playing when he's playing. And this has been his favorite thing to do for weeks now. So like he's racking it up. And
focused.
he's like, how are you there already? And like, you're still using like early game armor. I'm like, I'm just goated. I don't know what to tell you.
It's called
buddy.
skills, son.
So
Get
I
good.
still have it. I still have it for now. But you guys are spooking me now with how my days are probably numbered, and he will surpass me in the future.
Yeah, just don't gloat to him, because then there'll be payback at some point.
Oh yeah.
As
Well,
long as
so
hopefully you don't do like in your face, kid. Like,
not often, but he does need to get taken down a peg, because like
Fair.
he does. I have never naturally trended towards trash talking. He does, very much so. Like that's just very much his personality.
Uh-oh.
Me, I've always been like even when I played sports. Like if I wanted to, if the choice was between like trash talking or just like hitting you, I'd rather just hit you. Like honestly, like I just like, well, we don't need to say anything. It's just, we're gonna have a
let's go.
50-50. We're gonna have a 50-50 ball in the field. And I'm gonna clean you out. That's just what's gonna happen. And I won't get a foul called because I'll get all the ball, but I'll get a lot of you too.
This is the way.
That was my way. Whereas like he'll chirp. He's a chirper. So like so it's coming.
I can relate to him on the like I don't want to play it again, but harder, right? Like do the same thing.
It
over
does
again,
go up,
but
yeah.
harder. Yeah, because so I don't know if any of you guys ever played the Super Nintendo game called Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but
Oh, that's a classic.
that game,
Sure.
when you get to the very end, you get to like the final boss, and he's like, he says something to you like, "Oh, you don't have the cape or the wand or something to defeat me or whatever," and he like zooms you back to the beginning, and he makes you do the game like all over again, like on hard mode, and you
Thanks,
have to find
Game
whatever
Dad.
item it was.
Could you find it
And
the first time or no?
No, it's built into the game that you think
so
you're
you're
gonna
getting
win,
back.
and you think you're gonna win, and it. So, like in that game, I used to not turn my console off because I was like afraid I was gonna lose, like my position in the game. I can't remember if you could save it or not. So I
think you
kept
could.
it on for like a week or something, like trying to beat the stupid game, and then he sends you back to the beginning. I was choked. I remember being so choked. So, yeah, Schmoopy's allowed to be upset if he's got to like do things all over again. I totally get it.
It's more of like, it's like, oh, here's this mission, go slay this thing. And he's just like, well, I've already beaten that before. I'm like, yeah, but this one's harder. He's like, well, there is more prize money for it. It's like, yeah, you get more rewards too, but also it hits harder and has more health. And he's like, all right. So like he's I don't blame him either, because like a lot of his equipment is kind of plateaued until he unlocks the next level of mission, and then I think he's gonna be like really into it again. I think he's into it once he like sits down and starts playing it again. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot how much fun this is. It's just one of these things where it's like, do I want to build myself up to do this? I get it. Did get day one legend this week with Lost City Priest.
Nice.
I had like a godly climb at first with token DH. Like I started with token DH and hit a pocket and hit a groove and was like 17 and 4 to get to like D4, 3 stars or something like that. I did not have 11x. I had 10x, but I was just crushing people. And then I started streaming, and the thing is I was playing most of the day on my computer with the deck tracker, but then when you're streaming, it does, cut your attention a little bit as far as like what you're expecting to do. And also post D5, I know they said they changed it a million years ago that you would start, like you would always play people in your MMR bracket.
Yeah.
And like hitting D5 would not change anything. I think it was like that for a few months. But I think that's broken, because we're right back to like I break D5 and it's all aggro decks basically. I'm not saying there aren't some slower decks, but it's kind of like the old, you get to D5, everybody else who's at D5 has been playing fast games and has been playing like a lot that day, and it's basically an aggro fest. So as good as token DH is into that environment, I was like, well, I have another deck that I could absolutely farm this meta with. and that is Lost City Priest, and that's the Reach Equilibrium deck. And this style, I call it White Miracle Rogue. You basically are like, all right, let me get my creation protocol, let me forge it, let me get my 2 copies of Princess Valish, let me make aggro cry by playing a couple of Triumphs of Medivh, let me play some drinks, let me blow up their board, and oh yeah, on turn 5, I'm going to unload everything in my hand. I'm going to play a couple of Alishes. I might even bounce her, might play her a 3rd time, and not only complete the entire quest, but also play the quest reward on the same turn, possibly accompanied with Grave Horrors. And there just isn't an aggro deck that's equipped to compete with that, especially since one of the more popular aggro decks I was playing against was Mech Paladin, and Mech Paladin looks like a real token DH counter. None of the mechs really have 1 health. They all have like 2 or more health. They get a lot of divine shields and a lot of bubbles. I said in my THL match, that's what I beat token DH with. Like, that's not an accident. Like, Bubblebot comes down and the game kind of ends because, yeah, they can bounce tokens off of you, but my opponent in that match played both their brutes and their 1 copy of Broom, and it was like, all right, well, you don't have taunt for the rest of the game, and I'm going to keep making boards, so let's see how this goes. And it didn't go well for them. So yeah.
Narrator, it did not go well.
It did not go well. So I think with token DH, I was like 17-6, which was a great record, right? It's a great record.
Yeah.
When I swapped to the Priest, I went 15-2. So overall, I really can't complain about my day 1. And it's really awesome. It's really weird because I think my MMR is on crack right now because I was like, I looked at somebody's rank and they're like, oh yeah, just hit legend with such and such deck, and it was like a 600. I was like, that's not a great entry with that deck. Like whatever. Like, and then I looked up how many players are in an A right now. And there's 1,400 players that hit Legend and A by now, and I'm still top 200. So like, and I've been playing viewer decks and stuff. So I think I'm in that like sweet spot that happens where if you get high enough, your MMR is kind of insulated. You're basically like passing MMR back and forth with the people that you're playing. So if you're roughly going 50-50, you're not really gaining or losing ranks. You're just sort of just like shuffling deck chairs around. So like, man, I don't know. I'm looking forward to donating a lot of MMR this month with more viewer decks. But it was nice to do the thing. Yeah, and I'm realizing now, last month, if I get Legend on the other 2 servers, like I have the previous months, that'll make 8 months, I think, in the tank, triple Legend. So we're going for that now.
Jeez, the champ.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, that's enough of my week. What was in the news?
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
All right. So recently we got a bounce update, right? And there was a bunch of buffs. And the devs have decided, and I think rightfully so, that the Demon Hunter buffs kind of overshot the mark. So they said their goal was to help the class reach a healthier power level. And, now it's become like a power outlier, one of the strongest performers, and is having a sizable impact on the meta. So our boy Vicious Void Scale. So I think, Ahrimourn, you said that you were playing the deck with the Void Souls, right?
Yeah, with the Kane version. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, this got buffed, and because it was Battlecry and Death Rattle, right? And then now it's just Death Rattle.
Oh, is that? So, I didn't see any numbers change. And I'm like, what did they?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, so you got one less little dude. Okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Schmoopydady.
No, what was funny about this was already the best card in the deck. It was already like a mulligan outlier. And so when this got buffed, people were like, why? Which is a great question. Why? So a little bit like funny that they buffed it, and then when it was already like the best card in the deck, and then they have to make it worse because it was not a good buff.
So sorry, what was the buff? It got buffed then nerfed, or
so this is the original back text to normal.
Oh, so the original was you only get one little dude, Battlecry or Death Rattle. Oh, okay. Well, I still remember Sheep and or Schmoopy and or all you guys like I came back, it's like don't push the button. But it's like so I still had 4 of those guys, but yeah, even coming back missing all of these expansions, it's like, oh, now do I push the button? Like
Never push the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
But yeah,
One
that's still
thing-
a cool deck. Oh, sorry, Sheep, go ahead.
No worries at all. I think it's really funny. After this nerf, Demon Hunter in Standard has fallen off a cliff in terms of play rate. Like it was the #1 most played deck, etc. And now it's very much not. And I think it's still good, but most people don't seem to agree with me. So I've still been playing it, and I've still been having fun. And
I've lost
I
to
think you can too, Ari.
Is the popular one the Kane version? Or I saw, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I remember
That's what I've been playing at least.
when the expansion came out, Lee sent me the the Syndicate article saying 40 decks to play, and I'm like, oh, okay, I have 90% of that deck already, so that's it. And it got Kane. So yeah, but I mean, I still dabble with Herald DH, still okay, and the minion less DH is still, it's not terrible. They nerfed the fun card, the location, but
Yeah.
But yeah,
Location
that
was
wasn't
so
a big, a 1 card nerf was kind of surprising to see. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
we're mostly balanced.
They
So
plan
that-
a lot of these, and this was unscheduled. It
Oh,
was just like a
hot fix
Yeah.
kind of.
pull the
I gotcha.
emergency brake.
Yeah. So the big thing for 36.2 was definitely Battlegrounds. They just kind of got to sneak in a little bit of a nerf as a treat to kind of throw it in there. This was extra thing that Standard.
Yeah,
had,
there was
for sure.
It was long, that came out 36.2, and I literally screenshot the only thing that we cared about.
Fair.
Yeah.
Although in Wild, I don't think those void dudes exist, right?
Confirmed.
We could do much better with the EH.
And we do.
I still.
That's right, Kobe.
Is there any life for probably my favorite card in the last several years? What's his name? Every time the 8/8 that kind of has charge, where your hero hits and then this thing hits.
Wilds?
No,
Nobody,
man.
Nobody uses him.
Nate and I
Nobody uses
love
him.
that
Illinois
guy.
Inquisitor.
Yes, that's the
It's
one.
back in Standard right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
really funny in Rogue with Jade Guardians because
Yes.
sometimes you get it for 0 mana and it's Rogue, and
I've
I've
been on
seen
the
of,
receiving end of that, and I cry.
Uh-huh.
It's like, that's cheating. True.
I saw
I'll play
I saw
some
a
Rogue, I
Requiem,
guess.
That's Rogue.
a
Rogue
Requiem,
cheats.
a Requiem short of he's at 30 health and he gets Jade Guardians, Double Inquisitor monkeyed down from 30 health and a full board or something like that. And he's like, Devs, what are you doing? It was pretty funny.
This is not right.
That's hilarious. All right, well, that's all we had for the news, and that's good because we're going to move into our discussion topic. So on episode 200, we went down memory lane by having hosts of the past on the show and the present and the future. And on episode 300, we've decided to go down memory lane of what's happened in Wild basically for the last 100 episodes. And credit to Schmoopydady, this was his idea to do this memory lane. So I'm going to pass the mic.
Stroke of brilliance.
Schmoopydady.
Yeah. So I screwed up a lot, but I think I got most stuff. I was
Good
basically
intro.
I was basically going back and saying like, all right, so we're basically starting at the beginning of Perils in Paradise, I believe, was when episode 200 was done. I was in Ahrimourn's usual seat in the one of the bleacher creatures, in a hotel room, drinking because it was like my alumni soccer weekend, so I couldn't make it, which was fine because you guys were crowded enough as a panel. That was that looked like
people.
interesting. That's a lot of editing too, because like you had
Craig coming
Craig
in
again and be like, oh crap, and
That
like
was so
voting
much
in
fun.
halfway
Yeah, that
through.
was
Craig of Canada literally leaving his dinner with his wife to come outside and call in on the phone being like, I thought we were just doing a song. I didn't know we were doing an episode.
It's like an
And then he,
SNL
like,
episode.
leaves dinner, drives home, and then
man.
calls in again. Oh, gosh.
So it was a cluster. So
It
but
was
what
so
really
much fun.
what was really funny about that was it was Perils in Paradise and pirates were back. So the first deck I wanted to showcase was Pirate DH. Pirate DH did not exist until we got Patches the Pilot. Now, when Patches the Pilot was shown, it was like, oh man, we know this card's busted. This is going to be fun. But we also got Hosen Roughhouser, which was a great way to really begin leveraging those boards, as well as Sigil of Skydiving and I forget what the 4-mana location is. It's whatever cliffs?
Dangerous
Cliffs?
cliffside.
Dangerous Cliffside, thank you.
That's right.
Which also helped sort of leverage this archetype. So that was like hey, remember when Pirate DH was new and novel? I think that this is a really old list. We've got
And a hero
lot more
card.
refined since then. Yeah, Kurtrus is actually really dirty in that list
It
because
was.
all of a sudden
Good times.
all of a
Agreed.
sudden your little 1/1 charging tokens were weaponized to be like pyroblasts. So like, yeah, he's kind of faded in and out of the list. Pirate DH has had like a kind of a really weird history since it's come out, because it's either been like broken tier 1 or it's been playable but surpassed by stuff like Disco or Call to Arms. Like there's always been like an aggro deck that kind of kicks the poop out of it, but then again, there's been times where it's like secret tier 1 beating up slower stuff in the meta because it has a lot of sustain with stuff like Kurtrus in it. So like, I don't know, any fond memories of Pirate DH?
I mean, you know me, I love pirates. So the second, I don't think I was a believer in the beginning because I was definitely I was playing the next deck we're going to be talking about. And so, but then I kept getting my butt beat by this deck while I was playing the next deck. And I was like, what is going on? This class shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I was not winning those aggro matchups. So I switched over and loved it.
Yeah.
Sweet deck. Also, like, oh my gosh, the mana burn against another aggro deck is just like
So long,
I'm
sucker.
ahead on board, and by the way, I'm going to get more ahead on board. You might as well concede now.
yeah, you've locked me out. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
And the adrenaline fiend being basically like a mini Kurtrus was like
Yes.
awesome too. Like that, and that stuck around. Like Kurt goes in and out, but adrenaline fiend you always run.
Yeah,
and
100%.
That's something that only Demon Hunter had access to, and I embraced the deck. I am just looking at this deck and wanting to play it again. So
I know. Yeah.
I just
Ziliax.
leave it up after this. After we
Hey,
finish
I-
recording.
Ziliax was bad.
I
I thought
was playing-
Ziliax was bad at the time, but
Obviously, what on this list, but I was playing Pirate DH like 2 weeks ago just because I wanted to like play some quick games and it was working.
yes. Oh yeah, it'll work. She'll work, sure. It's just you'll also have some matchups where it's like,
Yeah.
not quite the nuts. Not quite the nuts.
I mean, that's
All
Pirate
right.
DH, right?
Well, speaking of pirates, the next one Schmoopydady had was the one I was playing when I was getting beat up by the Pirate DH. Classic for me, though.
Okay, so like
So fun.
this was the printing of Toy Boat And so I remember for episode 200,
I was wrong about this card.
That was maybe like Whiz Bangs, I think, was like when we got Toy Boat. But I was basically like, I was looking around at the panel. I'm like, oh, you like Pirate Rogue? Oh, you like Pirate Rogue? Oh, you like Pirate Rogue? And like a couple got like Nate was like, yeah, all right, I could play some Pirate Rogue right about now. And then I remember like Saucy was like, yeah, okay, I could play some Pirate Rogue. And Craig Cannon was like,
he was getting into
yo,
it.
Schmoopy, you got that, man? You got that Pirate Rogue list? So like, I think I passed this
You're like the
specific.
They
dealer.
went on and played it after the episode.
I know,
I know. Played
I-
it together.
I'm gonna get arrested for drug dealing. I caused
this
like
one-
4 or 5 relapses off of one episode 200 off of episode 200 alone. So it's just like, yeah, Pirate Rogue is pretty good. Yeah, and Toy Boat was really pushing things at the time, and people had a nice refined list.
Was that when Swordfish
And,
came out? I forget.
No. Swordfish actually, I think in this list ends up eventually getting cut for quick pick, just because we
Okay.
want the draw. And with that, we ended up dropping the Dread Corsairs. And what we eventually settled on was when Saladrisil came out much later, doing Trickster Saladrisil nonsense so that we could get reach that way. I don't think anyone's doing that ever again.
not since
Given
Trickster
that Trickster's
was...
been nerfed for wild reasons and will probably
I
stay
did love
so.
Swordfish though. Swordfish
you.
was awesome when it was
Yeah.
in its prime.
That was
Good
like,
card.
yeah, I'll play aggro to play that. Yeah.
All right. What do we got next here, Schmoopydady? More Rogue.
Next was the broken deck that I don't know if everybody
Giants.
remembered, but like Pack Rogue. So what could you do with
Pack
Pack
Rogue,
Rogue?
that's fun.
Well, with Pack Rogue, you could do on turn 1, you could play Twisted Pack and play 2 Wild Plot Knolls for nothing. And if you had the right hand, you could play a coin and then Breakdance, so that you had 3 Wild Plot Knolls on 1. The other broken thing you could do was you could do like Pack, Coin Pack, Finley, and then definitely probably get some Wild Paw Knolls as well as all of your rogue cards all at once. This is, I believe, the deck that got was Secret Passage still 2 when this? Well, I forget when Secret Passage went to 2, but this
I
got
think it
null
was
hit.
1 at this point. Yeah.
It must have been, yeah.
Okay, I think this might have been the
Is this
deck
what
that got
broke it?
Secret Passage sent to
think you're
2,
right.
and
You're in
Wild
jail.
Paul Null got sent to 6, and they're like, okay, good enough. But this was the other, like, the little things you did where it's like, all right, you didn't really care if you got value from the Twisted Pack, but you kind of cared in certain matchups, so you made sure you could Finley the cards into your deck, and then still do Miracle Rogue things. I tried like a version of this recently with like a little Imbue package last expansion. And it didn't totally suck. Like I wasn't all that dissatisfied with it, especially because Imbue means that like, oh, it's a lot easier to get the nulls discounted.
Your
Kennedy's
opponent must have
playing
been like,
Pack Rogue.
what?
He is. I saw him doing that.
Yeah, he gave me the list actually.
Oh, sick.
And
You got to slip
so-
that to me sometime.
Yeah, I will. All right. Oh, Grave Horrors. Amazing.
Yeah. Remember when we could play a Radiant Elemental in our format? And remember when like the best deck cost like 3K dust? I made
And if you order
many-
now,
Yeah, right. If you ordered it. And yeah, this deck was so broken. This was like my secret sauce go get legend day 1 type deck, because you basically had you could make a big Radiant Elemental to start off and draw some cards and discount your Grave Horrors, and then you start playing your Handmaidens, you're getting that draw down, and then you're bouncing Grave Horrors, and then, oh, by the way, anything that sticks, you could always suddenly hit the person for like Power Word Shield, couple of Divine Spirits, and Bless, and just pop you in the noggin.
Boop.
R.I.P. in peace, Bless Priest. But you died for Lightspeed's sins.
Any fond memories, boys?
memories of losing to it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Ahrimourn's like, I didn't
so
quit yet, but
fun.
like I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah, I'm starting to twitch. Wait, I remember. Yeah, if I drop off camera, I'm on the floor.
Because it bashed you in the noggin.
Well, this next one is one that I have lots of memories losing to.
All right. Well, do you want to tell us
Spell
how you,
damage druid.
a little bit about it? Yes, we got spell damage druid up next.
Spell damage druid. Yeah, this deck was so cool. And then Zeddy kind of got it nerfed. There was the I forget what her name is. The 3/4 3-mana 3/4 brunette. The pirate.
Concierge.
Concierge was reducing cards that were not from your class by 1 mana and could go less than 1. So we were ripping off like free chalices and stuff like that. And like this was a tier 1 deck that was completely unoffensive to literally everyone. I can't think of I never remember, and it was broken. It had like an S tier win rate, but nobody complained about it.
It's just Guff's voice was so calming that. Sorry.
I don't get it. No, I don't get it. So like you'd play like normal ramp druid where you'd gain armor, you'd gain mana, but then Seabreeze Chalice could go face back then, and so you would play as many like locations and some street tricksters, and you just start rip chalices, and it was really interesting, especially the pirate, the pirate demon hunter matchup, because there were points of pressure where they could mana burn you and basically time walk you and you were just cooked. But like if you had your chalices and you used them the right way on the right targets, but you couldn't use them all at once just to clear boards, because then they got hosens and they make tokens. Like it was just kind of like a really cool and interesting time. And this deck almost single-handedly is the only time in history, aside from like Jade Druid, where it made sense to run Skulking Geist in your deck. Like people are always talking like, well, like when show me one of my cringe tech cards where it was like actually good. I'm like, Skulking Geist was good in this meta. Everybody was playing this deck, and a lot of people were playing Il'gynoth DH, and so Skulking Geist hits a lot of the 1 mana
Il'gynoth, wow,
damage cards then
good
too,
times.
and so. Yeah, and so like this was like this is a deck that never came back. Seabreeze Chalice still only hits minions. It's seeing play like that, so they decided, you know what, can't go fist. Yeah, I remember you specifically really not liking this deck. It was really cool. It was skill testing because like you could set up Mista Vista turns where you could use like a little bit of your burn. You could like drop Mista and like use a little bit of your burn and know that you were going to get those chalices back. And even doing that in anticipation of getting Skulking Geisted. So like you'd be like, okay, I'm going to get hit by Geist. This is going to delete all this stuff. Let me get this stuff in the Mista pool, and then I'll hopefully have enough gas to find lethal afterwards. It was just a cool deck, and RIP in peace. We're not going to see it come back.
All right, next up.
Guff.
The Lion Hunter, and we used to even play Ahrimourn in it.
Yes.
This
does
Tom
not have
Carter special. Yeah, I didn't put it in here. Yeah, and like we were doing shenanigans with like play deads and like, so you see we got Cobalt Sand Troopers in here. We were doing Cobalt Sand Troopers. If you made a bunch of 0-mana lions and you needed to get some reach, you were blowing them up with like Feign Death and play deads and all sorts of silly stuff like that. Like you were trying to
Death Rattle Hunter.
You had lions copying lions, and then just feign deafing all of them, and it was just kind of just insanity.
It's like, watch this.
Oh man, Tom Carter's rank 1s board was a myth. You couldn't stick a board with this thing. It was insane. And we got the meat wagon that was actually meta, tutoring the egg out, and we didn't care if it died because we just brought it back again. What a time to be alive! This deck is dead, and it'll stay that way. But anybody else remember Tom and Tom's episode with his suave voice?
Oh yes.
The Ahrimourn and the lion, like that whole loop was so much fun. Like
it was fun.
I'm glad it's gone because like it needed to be gone for the format to have any sort of counterplay. But like, oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
I think we were all like, after I didn't play it before Tom came on, and after Tom came on, I was all over it.
All right, did you end up playing this at all, or did you just remember seeing the lions get spammed and you're like, I don't know, this is not looking like my game anymore?
There was a few iterations of Death Rattle Hunter This one was probably the most viable. I still like the bigger stuff, but this was cool.
Mm.
This was like, yeah, that little dogs doing the thing. Yeah, that was, and just that was. Was this not the only time Huron saw play, kinda? But yeah, no, it's good times. I think I tried it a
Those
bit.
good times. We used to do like a rhino in the ETC.
Yes.
Oh,
Sometimes
Yeah.
give the Hurons charge. I completely forgotten about that part too. Once you were talking about like the whole board, yeah, too, and Egg Hunter too. We used to do a little Egg Hunter too back in the day. So yes, I remember this, and I was like, oh, memory lane.
Yeah.
all right. What do we got? We got some druid.
Yeah, this was not long after that we had our first instances of like early Malygos Druid, which like, somebody like was like, okay, I'm not going to report about what this list is until I hit rank 1 on China. And there were like entire servers that were dedicated to figuring out, what is this guy's list? He keeps beating me. Here's the cards that I see. What are the cards that you saw? And I don't remember if this is the exact first list or if this is, there's no main deck swipe, so I don't think it is. So it must have been like either an early version of the deck or just like, I don't know. We only know 20, we only know 38 of this guy's, or no, this is a 30 card. Oh, this is a 30 card. Interesting. We only know 28 of this guy's 30 cards. And so I just made like 2 common sense inclusions or something like that and just went with it. But yeah, no, first instance of Malygos, and Ysayle still used to work the way that she worked, where she was an aura and not a battle cry.
Right.
I do
Yeah,
not miss that.
No, I don't either. As a avid non-druid player, I can definitely say that I did not play this deck. And even I used to despise Malygos, like original Malygos decks.
Yeah.
Right. Back in the day. So this is
OG
like
ones.
this is like a resurgence. And I'm like, wait, what is happening? Is that Malygos? No!
Oh, no, it's over.
PTSD.
The Dungar was 9 mana. Too. The Dungar was 9 mana.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd see Aviana, and it's like, oh, here we go.
It's
We're done.
over.
Mostly, I'll be honest, I was hoping that like this whole exercise was like, first it was going to start as nostalgia, and then the PTSD was going to start kicking in. God, this everything's going
We're
to
all
plan
twitching.
right now.
Various
You
medications.
nailed it.
Well, I looked at this, and as soon as I saw Aviana, I'm like, where's his name was Kuhn, right? Or
Coon, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I remember, that was probably the OG versions. But yeah,
Yeah.
like Hydra
Yeah.
said, Malygos is just like, wait, which version of this caused me the most pain? It's like, oh,
And this is after the Aviana nerf.
I think, yeah, but it was
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
ouchy. Yeah. Oh boy. Anywho,
Yeah.
Well, speaking
for
of
me, I think
Oh, yeah,
it
go
was
ahead.
it was this version even that caused me the most brain damage. Like like Ysayle.
Too many
I
hits to the
hated
noggin.
playing against Ysayle. Exactly.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I a couple of my over 4,000 druid wins came from this, but not many. Not many.
Yeah, you switched to the faster ones after this. Maybe this broke you.
It could have been.
could have been. Well, speaking of decks that I don't like to play against, Schmoopydady, tell us about this one.
Hi guys, look, I found my first hostage mage.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my hostage mage.
Look what I found.
This is Romath back when he used to recast spells more than once per game, so you could throw a potion of illusion out there that you copied from someplace like your ETC, and then all of a sudden, hey, Romath casts it on himself. I did really love that deck. I thought it was super interesting, but I understand everybody else's pain playing against it. It was fun to build. It was fun to pilot. It was not fun to play against.
Hence
Unless you
the
were
name.
farming them with something.
Literally taking your opponent hostage where they can do nothing.
That's
Yeah.
where I remember thinking, well, is there a card named hostage? But then it's like, oh, I get it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pattern of play. Unlucky.
Ugh.
This was the first like hard to play control deck that like I felt like I actually mastered, if that makes sense. Like, so even though I was
Nice.
not sorry to see it go, it's like it also was one of those like
You got the achievement, sort of.
I was good at this one. Like, yeah, I got that achievement. I platinumed this deck. Yeah. I felt like I platted this
Nice. And never to be
You know-
spoken of again.
deck.
I kind of like cut my teeth in Wilds, playing a lot of really janky, like burn style mages, leaning on stuff like Ice Block or Frost Nova. And so, like, I have since, I feel like, learned how to play Hostage Mage and got a good feel for it because of those years and years of like losing with bad decks trying to do a similar thing. But then all of a sudden that style of play got like good tools like Frost Nova, and now it's like, wow, this is like, this remains to this day. We do it with the Discover Quest now. We bring out ETC and we do you know, infinitely. I think that's the best way to do it, even though all the stats say that the Reno version is more popular. I think the non-Reno version's better. You know, this remains, I think, one of my favorite, like, cushy pilots to play. Like, it's just like, if I bring it to THL and somebody leaves it up, even if it's an unfavored matchup, it's like, oh, man, yeah, I'm playing Hostage Mage. I have a way to get out of this.
Because you always can. Like, there's always an answer that you can find.
Yeah, and especially the new version that relies on the Discover. The Discover component, like, people don't realize the quality of Mage Discover sometimes. Like, it always feels like, oh man, how do the mages always find an out? Well, that's because they have a lot of really good options. And knock some mana off it, it's even better. All right. Another popular deck up next.
That people still play to this day. Libram Paladin.
Look at that Libram Paladin. Look at that little guy. Look at that little fella.
It's infancy.
I think at this
Was
I
this
think
the
at this
first
point
version?
the drinks. Yeah, I think the drinks still gave attack, and the glow stick still went face.
I
The
think the light
glowstones
bot
were
was
still-
also 3.
So
Better.
three mana. Yeah, it was 3 mana, so it was a lot easier to get down. And I think this is before we added the Chillblade Champion Charger with the lifesteal. We're still running a Cold Feet and a Rebuke. One of the Rebukes ends up getting cut for a cool, Chillblade Champion. And aside from the nerfed cards, like, everything else has been completely the same, which I guess is kind of a dumb statement. What are you going to tell the nerf cards? Well, I mean, like, we don't do Glowstone, we don't do the glow sticks anymore, but like, basically it's the list is completely unchanged, literally, like to this day. It has maintained, and it's still a decent level. I think we got Showdown Beam in here now. Showdown Beam's not in this list.
There was a big book weapon, wasn't there? Did I ever make
There
the cut?
was, but people
slow?
didn't really play it then, and I don't know if it would be good now anyway. You could, like, that. There's enough wiggle room in the list that you could, like, goof off and put some stuff in, but
Yeah. Like, I don't know that I see that many Cold Feet or Rebukes, like, in the ones that I run, but I also tend to be more proactive on
We could
mine.
play-
Like you said, there's wiggle room, right?
yeah, we could play Tigress Plushie now, right? Like, Tigress Plushie's broken in Paladin, I feel like,
Right.
especially into other aggro, because it's like, all right, it used to be we're even. You burst the Libram Paladin over the top, they die. If we're even. Now you're healing for 8,
Mhm.
and I have an 8/8 rusher to deal with. I'm gonna leave, right? Like, it's just a different. It's a different proposition.
Mhm. I miss Lightbot. I'm going to say it. I miss Lightbot.
I don't.
Well, next is a deck that Schmoopydaddy's played quite a bit, and that is Odin Warrior.
Odin Warrior, yes. I posted this list partially because
look at that cost.
I was a little bit selfish on this one. I was just like, well, I really have a lot of nostalgia for this. I think over that 2-year span, I got 3 total Brawliseum runs with Skipper Odin Warrior, farming aggro. I think at one of the 12-win runs was actually farming pack rogues in the Brawliseum with Skipper Odin. This style was, for those who are listening at home, this is the one with Joymancer Geppetto. So you're making extra copies of your Armor Smiths and your Risky Skippers and your Razorfin and your Razorfin Rockstars.
Oh, it had Dredge too. Sorry,
we got From the Depths and Finley. So you're getting Odin down early, and then you're doing these big flashy, let's do these ping combos and gain like 200 armor and bop the opponent in the snoot. And I'm fighting with yappers who are trying to add Replicator Nader in my deck, and I'm like, no, you effing clown that ends up jamming up my hand when I play All You Can Eat, and like. I got Maxi being like, well, I don't really know how you win these matchups if you don't play Replicatonator. And I'm like, well, I don't just think you don't play the deck because you're seeing those matchups and you walk away from the proposition rather than play Replicatonator. But yeah, no, for me, this had a lot of nostalgia when I saw it, so I had to bring it out.
Yeah,
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
What's that? You got me playing this deck. It was fun too. I enjoyed it. I have a lot of fun. I remember really fun memories.
Dredge, but now there's a card probably just in standard that annoys me, or the Warlock putting big demons at the bottom of the deck, and then casting a spell and putting them all on. It's like, what the? And it's like, why am I not doing that? That's my kind of thing. But yeah, being annoyed at the same time, like rude but cool. It reminded me of Dredge. Yeah, it's like, psst, can I get your list?
Do that for you. I got a deck waiting.
Sweet. And some of the old, not to go off topic, some of the old big demons have come back. Like there's a lady that pulls, what's her name? She pulls like a demon from your deck, from your hand.
And from your hand.
Hey, she's back. I remember
Archwitch
her.
Willow, yeah.
Yes.
You could play her. Yeah, sure.
I remember when she was new. But
right?
Yeah.
And Skull of Vance, that was so much fun.
Dredge gave me seeing a Dredge card. It's like, oh, nice. And look at that would have been. Remember when the term Wallet Warrior got coined? Mm-hmm. I know it was before this deck, but it was like, hey. But it was like in this this range of dust cost. Like, whoa, that's one deck.
It's still pretty funny to me that Perils in Paradise was a tremendous warrior set. Not because of the warrior cards, but because it allowed you to play druid cards in warrior. It's like,
it was such a meme.
Yeah, it's like all the warrior mains like, this set sucks. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You don't have to play warrior cards. And they're like, you're right.
You play the druid cards instead.
Still do, I think, a lot of times.
Tourist. Nice. Okay, so up next, we've got Questline Demon Hunter.
Yeah, this was like a really refined list at the time. It's so funny because they didn't have a lot of cards, but you could around now, or maybe a little bit further in the past, but this deck has been good for a long time. It was good in Twist, famously, that first season of Twist, the same way that it was really good in Wild.
At a third of the cost of the Odin Warrior.
Yeah, I just noticed, right. You could get 3 of these.
The kind of discussions we were having were basically surrounding 2 pairs of 3 cards. So you were either on 1 Glaive Tar, Heathen, 2 Glide, 1 Glaive Tar, 2 Glides, 2 Sigils of Time, or you were on, 2 Glide, 1 Glide, 2 Glaive Tar, 2 Sigils of Time, or 1 Sigil of Time, but 2 Glides. You were in a Glaive Tar perspective where it's just the other 2 parties were completely amoral and you were the only righteous and just one. So that was one discussion being had. But what I always thought was really funny about Questline and Demon Hunter, when it was really good and people were getting rank 1s with it, and KVLT was getting rank 1s with it, over and over and over again, was the cards per deck, it was like the same deck being posted on Neon's website over and over and over again. And you might see a couple cards change. And in this list, those couple cards were how many Consume Magics are we playing? How many Illitari Studies are we playing? And how many Double Jumps are we playing? And so like basically picking out between those, all right, what are we flexing? But everything else was pretty much locked in, right? Like Fierce Outsider, the Wallopers. Like we weren't in the token DH realm yet where we were even thinking. This deck was good when token DH became broken with Boxcar's Last Stand. In fact, we had to wean ourselves off of the ideals that were baked in at this point with how good this deck was and how you build it. And like, look at these really stupid fights we're picking about, like the last couple of deck chairs on the Titanic when we're finishing building this thing. But you know, a lot of these cards were kind of iconic and so entrenched at this point.
Right.
Is Rana really that significant in this? Like, I noticed she's still in the current lists, and I'll draw her, and it's like, okay, I feel like I should be doing something smart with her, but
yeah, in the current list, you make a board of like 1/1s, and you do Broxigar's Last Stand with her up, and you draw yourself into like a billion fatigue and OTK the opponent.
Oh, that's evil, and I love it. Okay.
Yes, in this list, we were actually like, you were swinging the first Glaive Tar early and drawing, and then the second Glaive Tar you juiced up to draw like 12 cards, and you drop a Rana and swing your Glaive Tar and draw a billion into fatigue, and the opponent died. So it was she was really important in this list. In fact, before we had her, we had to come up with stuff like, okay, we're gonna play Tony King of Piracy. Okay, we're gonna play Togwoggle. Okay, we're gonna play right, and we were kind of like switching around different win conditions, desperately trying to find something to do when our board of giants or our wallopers got cleared. And so yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Sweet. Okay, well, now let's move on back to another druid list. Look at all these big boys.
Oof. Oh, it's more expensive than the warrior one. Look at that.
Astral Communion Druid.
Wallet
we can't
Druid.
talk about the history of Wild without Astral Communion Druid. Man, that was like low-key, like it was a really good deck. It's a tier 2 deck, but I was playing it kind of like a hipster for a while, being like, hey, this deck's funny. Hey, this deck's decent and funny. Hey, cool, I'm gonna bring this to West versus East, where I'm playing against some big name Chinese player. Oh yeah, beat him on turn 4 because I turned into a warlock with 20 mana. All right, cool. Like that's you know, the old Q block combo that you could get off of Hearth. Yeah, no, this was I think like in some ways my favorite deck, like one of my favorite decks ever, and in some ways some of my least favorite decks ever, because how you built the deck really didn't matter. Like I'd get really annoyed and like, you know, crass with people when they suggested certain card choices because I had my own personal preferences. But if there's ever been a deck aside from TikTok Warlock currently where the other like insert 20 plus cards you stick in your deck like are irrelevant and don't matter, that was Astral Communion Druid. It was I don't know what they had in Canada when you guys were in college, but like when I was going through you know, my frat parties occasionally, I was never in a frat. They were weird. But like, you know, you go to the parties and there's the punch bowl that's like got a bunch of alcohols poured in it. You have no idea what alcohols or what amounts, what quantity, right? We called it like, then you added like, you know, I don't know, some fruit punch paste or something, or dusting in there, right? And you called it jungle juice, and everybody's like, all right, cool. This was like the jungle juice of wild decks. It was just kind of like, bring whatever you got and like throw it in there, and like, why not?
To search on legendary and then include.
Yeah,
free.
The first time
like,
I've seen someone playing this
a free to play
in like modern times, I was like, this must be a mistake. Like, is someone playing in casual right now? Because people used to try this back in the day, and it was like when that card was new, and it was a meme. It was like a
it was bad. It was really bad.
I was gonna
people
say
only played it like in casual, just like for fun to see what
like,
they could do. And then I saw it for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Hydro, it's like, oh, look, they played that funny thing. Watch this. This is going to be. And then it's like, wait a minute, I'm losing. Like, uh-oh, this isn't funny anymore. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they were supposed to lose. They played the bad card.
yeah, it's like,
right?
why am I losing? It's like, this is extra embarrassing.
Given enough time, the bad card became great.
Yeah.
And that
Who's
was like
laughing
that was
now?
kind of fun about it. Because we had enough ways to kind of like, okay, we can get there super fast with stuff like trail mix, with stuff like innervates and coins. We're like, all right, let's just like use our modern mulligan strategies and find copies of it, copies of Astral Communion as efficiently as possible. And then like, okay, and then we're just going to top deck refill and gas from there. Cool.
It went from a laugh when you see it played to, oh no.
And so many of the like big payoffs that we couldn't have had before, like Hearthstone Brew. We have a whole hand. We have a whole like classic archetype.
Yeah.
Ysera the Dreamer. Like the first time I saw that in there, I was like, oh, that's got to be a joke. And then of course Schmoopy explained to me how it wasn't. It's like, no, it's not at all. You get this
Infinite
this whole-
resources.
It's real.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's real. Do not mock it.
like Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, but but yeah, it was just so great to see it actually come to fruition and get so good that it
I was glad
out.
to see it go. I'm not gonna lie. I was glad to see it go. I was tired. I hate losing to bad deck building, and I'd see like a big thing come down and be like, I hate losing to this. It's not, I know statistically it's bad, but I'm like Fire-Ak. Like when I see Fire-Ak come down, I'm like, nah, man, come on. Like if I'm losing to Fire-Ak right now, I know this is Garbo.
Amazing.
And I just noticed this one has Carrier. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Carrier's the best card. Carrier is one of the
was
best
great.
cards. Okay. Do you remember what's the it's a 9-mana 4/4. It pulls out a 1 attack minion, a 2 attack minion, and a 3 attack minion. You know what I'm talking about? It's a neutral.
Yeah,
He's
but
like
I don't remember.
Dwarf type guy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hejo swore that he should have been played because he was a third
Pull out a
copy
carrier.
of Carrier.
Oh.
You don't cut the carrier. The carrier is one of the best cards in the deck. Full stop. And like I just played a list the other night. It was like, okay, it's Renathal. Okay, they're putting a bunch of cards in. I get in the game. I'm looking at the list. I'm like, there's no carrier. I'm not kidding you. I left. I was like, no, this is not a serious deck right now. It was that good. It was that good in the deck.
When I came back, I went back and bought the StarCraft mini set just because.
Nice.
And Lee said, okay, I got a Protoss Mage deck for you. I'm like, awesome. And then I'm like, wait, why is Carrier not there? I didn't understand at the time that Carrier was a Druid card. I'm like, oh, dang. But I still need to find a fun Carrier. And I love the fact they got, obviously, the StarCraft sound effects, like Carrier has arrived.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nostalgia.
So good.
The StarCraft mini set was just like, I felt like it was a gift made just for me, I swear. Like, I was so excited. All the StarCraft fans out there, people that played the game from, the beginning, it was just so
the hero
exciting.
cards, like, and I think some of them are still semi-legit, right? Like Kerrigan, I see.
Carrier's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Carrier's still really
Carrier's
good.
still great.
All right. So, what's this next? Nazmati Priest.
Look at the cost on that one.
Nazmani Priest, yes. So this is the
2600.
deck that got Radiant Elemental killed initially
Yeah.
because Lightspeed came out, and we couldn't have this is before Lightspeed had Echo. We couldn't have infinite stats on insert something, except they allowed it to happen with Nazmani, Bloodweaver for a long while. We were copying the Nazmanis, and we were getting a Stone Tusk Boar in there, and then just spamming Lightspeeds right on top of it. Sometimes making copy the boar, sometimes not. With Vivid Nightmares, it's crazy watching Vivid Nightmares go from like a Raffle card to like, oh yeah, no, that's meta. That's fine.
That's fine.
On top of this too, I just wanted to mention, because I didn't get a picture of it, I missed Holy Wrath Paladin as like a, hey, remember when you could just point Holy Wrath at somebody's face and get minus 100, minus to 125 damage? Yeah, weren't those great times? I think that was like top 5 least favorite decks in the last 100 episodes for sure. So
I love that.
I like grouping those two together because I think they died the same patch. They were both like annoyances in the same metas. Memories, thoughts, malignment against those two decks.
I'm glad that both are gone. I feel like you kind of fell into one camp or the other, like which one you vibed with. And I more vibed with the Holy Wrath as well. But I'm not sad to see it go. Like you shouldn't be able to just like Holy Wrath someone in the face for 125 on turn 3, like with any sort of consistency. And that was happening. So yeah, not sorry to see either of them go. Especially not the priest, because that was not the one I vibed with.
Yeah, I didn't play much of Nosmoney. I tried it out because, as you do, just to see if it's your play style, and I played it a little bit, but not much. But sure, seen it a lot. That's for sure. Up next, we've got
Burnlock. We got Burnlock.
the Burnlock.
Oh, is that what it was called?
Burnlock, yes. Everybody was playing Disco. And then I saw this funky like deck list on Hearthstone-decks.net. And I was like, I'm going to try this out. This looks really dumb. I'm sure someone's going to make me play it. So I'm like trying the list out. And I start winning. And I start vibing with it in like a face huntery kind of way of like, okay, I'm getting damage on board. And then I'm blowing that damage up with Hellfire. And then I'm like discarding Soul Barrages, which used to be 5 mana, deal 6s. And I'm like getting extra copies of those, and I'm like sending it. I'm sending it all face, and I'm doing these really cool like, okay, I'm discarding these options to narrow down my options so that my Soulfire hits the Soul Barrage. It was just really cool. It's a really cool deck, and kind of zooey. And this is, I think, the version before it got a little complicated and by the Chrono Clause, whether or not we play that or not.
I like stuff like this.
I really dug the Chrono Clause loop in particular.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked that particular variant. But the whole Burnlock, so much fun.
Damn leper gnome.
Yeah, leper gnome. We were doing leper gnome stuff. Yeah, like that's the funny thing is like we were playing some like we're playing some like
that little
dog
guy's back.
old cards. And just had some crazy burn. And if you're looking at the Starfish and being like, well, that's a weird card to have in there. We needed to do that because we had Egg Warlock to contend with.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I knew there was a good reason, right?
Yeah, because they gave the turtle that came out of the end of the egg a freaking taunt. And so we're dealing with 2020 turtles. So if we're going to push through that for lethal damage, we had to have our Starfish to at least slow them down a little bit.
That was, I can't remember when Starfish came out, but it was doing work. I remember that. Yeah.
I used to run it as Big Priest tech.
Ouch.
And it worked.
Yeah. No, I remember getting Starfish and be like, well, there's that.
Yeah. And we're done. Yeah, it could just ruin your day.
Okay. So next we've got Questline Demon Hunter, enter Broxigar.
Enter Broxigar. This is like there were like two very, very divergent camps. Brox or no Brox in Questline DH. And people sort of like were like, no, this is better, no, this is better. And the reality is whenever the stats were coming out on HS Guru, one would be a little higher. Then the other one would be a little higher, and the other one would be a little higher, and they would just switch and swatch. And the reality is like both decks were good. They just had slightly different matchups because of the Axe of Cenarius. The Brox version tended to be a little bit better into aggro, and the Glaive Tar Arana list was a little bit better into anything that was remotely slower. And you know, you could just like, you're basically picking between like, okay, what did you want to be favored into, Reno Slop, or did you want to be favored into aggro?
Broxigar is what got me to learn like Questline Demon Hunter. Like
Me too.
before I was like, oh, that looks complicated. I think I can probably do it, but like it seems like a lot of work. And then I got Signature Broxigar like you, Ari.
Nice.
And so I was like, okay, I want to do the fun thing. Okay, I'm just gonna learn it, and I think that I ended up playing it mostly with the Glaivitar version because I wanted to feast against those long those control decks. You know me, that's the kind of play pattern that I want to just end the game. So
I was also anti-Brox ultimately, but I respected the Brox crap.
Yeah, I recall
understood that like they were pretty close.
But
so fun,
Brox is
though.
what got me to learn it, and the one that I learned, and I learned why I didn't want it in my particular build.
Mm-hmm. It
Makes
just
sense.
felt like a mini game within the game, kind of.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, so when the quest first came out years ago, I remember Schmoopy was a master with it, and I felt like the kid, you know, watching the kids on the playground, like, wow, I wish I could play that, but I couldn't. You know, I think Schmoopy even took me to school one time. I gave him like the doula friend, and it was like, watch this. It's like, wow, I wish I could do that. But this one, or the current one, it's like I could even fumble my way through it, more or less. And I realized, like, you know, playing it in Wild, it's not uncommon to get the big guy. Playing any version of Brox in Standard, it's like, oof. Don't count on, you know, him showing up, obviously, but still cool. It's like a mini game, yeah.
Oh yeah, like get your 2 mana 12/12 charger down. Some people even run Zeph to give him Wind Fury. Don't do that. It's not. It's not good. It's not good. People will swear by it. It's not good.
Win more card, right? We'd call that a win more.
That is like Omega Win More. Yeah.
That's greedy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this next deck looks like a sheep deck to me. If
I was about to say that. It's like,
yeah,
when sheep mastered the druid.
So this it Treant Druid is definitely, it felt more like playing Miracle Rogue than it felt like playing like an aggro deck. And for the longest time I was like trying to vibe with it because like I love the Treant like aggro play style, but I'm like, okay, how and then once I got that kind of connection, it just like it was like a flip switched, and it was like, okay, if I play this like a Miracle Rogue and just get everything down at one, like, you know, play a couple of treants here and there, like when I can kind of afford to and whatnot, but like that's not the kind of game plan. It's Miracle, boom, 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 boom.
Check
and then
it
that
out.
just
Here's my
kind
board.
of exactly. And that is what kind of turned the corner for me on this, from being like I can kind of muddle my way through it to like I see the code in the matrix and I can like I know how to win the game.
He's
you know,
Druid Neo. Yeah.
Exactly.
What was?
Well, it's true because. Oh, go ahead, Ari.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, what was the floop target in this one? I can't remember.
Oh, 0 mana owls or blood treants. So
Mm-hmm.
you could do like blood treant, floop. My aeroponics is 0.
And
I'm
then-
off to the races on turn 1, and I haven't spent any mana yet. The deck is okay. The really good card that came out for this deck that never vibed with me, but I'm an idiot because it is it was a mulligan outlier. It was a disgusting card. Was the what do they call it? The
Wave
Shattered
shaping,
Spell. the Shattered spell.
Oh, yeah.
For Druid, which gives
It's
you
not
basically
on
Soul
this
of
one,
Forest and makes treants.
Oh.
Stapled together. That card was filthy. That card got nerfed, and also Treant Druid ended up getting a bunch of bad matchups. Token DH is a bad matchup for Treant Druid. Disco got more popular and stronger. That's a bad matchup for Treant Druid. Just a lot of bad matchups started sort of stacking up for Treant Druid in a way where it was like secret tier 1. Like, bro, you could play as a tier 1 deck on a budget in Wild right now, and you don't have to, like, some versions, like, you didn't run Floop, so literally your deck was like, it's all commons and rares. It's all literally all commons and rares. It was all commons.
You just
and
run
rares.
another Mark of the Lotus. That was
exactly. Just go hit rank 13. Go do it. Like, whatever. Like, it was that attainable for so many people. And like, I loved how budget friendly Wild was performance wise at that time.
With stuff like this, yeah.
Yeah, because of like stuff like that where it's just like, oh yeah, spend 1,600 dust. You have a tier 1 S tier 1 Wild deck. Go. Really cool.
And yeah, It was similar, like I was saying, with Quest Druid. It was pretty cheap, I think, and it was solid for a long time. This kind of thing.
Yeah, I would, playing against this, I would be like, yeah, I'm winning. Maybe they must not be drawing right. I don't like
I got this.
I got this. This is gonna be fine. And then suddenly,
I think
like, their board is like
not fun.
just completely full of buff minions. Like, just suddenly,
oh, I died.
Yeah.
I can't even trade into this stuff. Let's
like, what
swing
happened?
face. Wait, let's count. They might have lethal already. Like,
You're going through the game log. Like, wait, what just no.
Yeah, well, that's Druid for you.
And
I think you're winning, but you're not.
The lightning bloom also gave me flashbacks of Big Shaman. Right.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh,
that was outside of the 200 episodes.
That's real.
Different drama.
That's Blue Train era. Yeah, it's Blue Train's golden era. Yeah.
Well, speaking of cheap decks, this next deck for a warrior deck, does not cost very much.
How economical.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to also do like an honorable mention to 100 Armor Warrior. I did not feature a deck list from that, but meant to. Just completely, like, I was going through my own meta reports and was just kind of like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. And then just forgot to put in a deck code for that. So let's just give a shout out to 100 Armor Warrior while we're at it too. Yeah, this is Sulthray's Warrior. If you've never seen this played before, you basically get Sulthray's up, get your punch cards ready, play it on your face, and then Sultray says overkill. If you overkill a minion, you get to attack again. But with the punch cards, I forget, cleave action.
Cleave effect, yeah.
Yeah.
You get that effect multiple times per one swing. So two punch cards meant that with one cleave, you got 5 extra attacks, I believe was the math. And so
it was
that's nuts.
What was good at the time was we could play old cards like Mag Therodon, which would allow for 1/3s to be on the board almost permanently unless your opponent wants to deal with a 12/12. The Hydralisk card was 1 mana, so you basically could do 1 mana, make 2 copies of a minion on the opponent's deck for this explicit combo, or you could just use it to trigger Shield Shatter easily, or you could activate For Glory, the draw card easily. It's just like a lot of warrior cards all sort of came along to make like, oh wow, here's this really weird epic weapon. From way back in Rosticon's Rumble, and it's stealing over 100 damage now.
I had to
my opponent still hitting me?
Remember that keyword. It's like, oh yeah.
All right, next we have a deck that I'm sure a lot of us have played against a lot. We got Disco Lock.
Yeah, had to talk about Disco. This is the version Disco ended up settling on. almost arbitrarily, just because I think it's just like pretty much the same list that we see today right now, basically everywhere. Solarium and everything. I don't think we change anything. For a while I was anti-Duke. I think I recognize now that the Dukes of Below offer a little bit of a different style of threat end a game, as much as they jam up other things. Just doesn't matter. So like, I guess we Dukes now. I still think Target Dummy's more smooth.
Yeah.
It's marriage.
Did the Claws card age well? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best cards. It's just we find just running one copy is like good enough.
And when did
Or what were we going to say, Sheep?
Just the Hand of Gul'dan loop, and then Soul Barrage. Like you still play it if you're, flipping a coin between your Duke of Below and Soul Barrage, probably. But at that point, you're probably also getting your Duke down first anyway, right?
Yeah, and what was kind of
you'd
disappointing
think.
about Duke, and the reason why I think you always run Duke, is solely was when Solarium was 1 mana, you always ripped Solarium on 1,
Right.
because as a low roll you discard 3 things that you don't want, but as a high roll on the low roll, your Dukes of Below are now juiced up for the rest of the game. So like you could just
Right.
top deck a threat because you ripped Solarium on 1. It actually made ripping Solarium on 1 correct, which is nauseating.
Yeah, because I remember recently you talking about not to do that.
Yeah, it's just not a good play, except Duke of Below kind of makes it a good play. So it's like, it's kind of like a great showcase of the trend, where like everything that was hard that Warlock did is just progressively becoming easier and easier to do. I was working out like a phrase. Hold on, it was like, like make Warlocks think again. Like, just like, come on, we gotta make it hard. We can't print
too
stuff like
easy.
Hearthstone. It was where like we dig too deep on the damage side, and oops, no, we don't. Hearthstone for 0 mana, because like why not? Disco, like, yeah, let's print more more discard synergy, because that's never gone wrong. The whole TikTok interaction, it being so easy to delete the opponent's hand. That's just like a general trend of like where we've been going the last year.
Up next, Call to Arms Paladin.
Yeah, the Boogie Down version. So
Boogie.
you cut
That's a
the
boogie.
secrets and the Omayogs, but like but as a bonus, we're playing Boogie Down and Vindicators and getting those Boogie Downs out. And we've got our Shattered Spell and our Flash Sale and our, we actually aren't doing Showdown in this list, because we want to make sure the Vindicator always gets Boogie Down. However, you could also play the secret list that had Showdown and Beam, but we're always packing Beam, because like if you're a Paladin and not packing Beam, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Probably even Paladin.
Any fond
Yeah.
memories? I mean, this is recent, but
I'm a Showdown Beam believer, so I typically don't do the Stonehearth Vindicator loop, but still good.
One of the XL variant of this, before Ursal Maul got nerfed and you no longer drew the highest cost card from your deck, and thus was a Beam tutor.
Yeah.
Before that got nerfed, XL, and then again when Elise was really good before she got nerfed. XL Call to Arms Paladin has been, again, as an honorable mention, like on and off a tier 1 deck that has felt completely unplayable when it loses, and like completely busted when it wins. You either draw the nuts and you win overwhelmingly, or like you slowly get squeezed out of the game and it feels like nothing you could have done actually mattered, except just decide to queue up a different game and get luckier next time, I guess. Like it's just a very funny deck in the history of Hearthstone that's happened over the last 100 episodes.
I still like to call it Taxes Paladin too.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
that
we're
nickname.
not
the
taxing
Yeah.
so
Web
much.
Lord. Ugh.
Yeah.
Keep the towers out of here, though. No towers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no
Oh, I remember the
towers. No
towers, yeah.
towers.
No for watch post.
And you'd see the tower come out like turn 2. It's like, oh. Here we
I
go.
love coining it. I love coining it in Reno slop. Coin it out there. I'll get my mana back. Don't worry.
It's so annoying. Oh my gosh. Someone like generated, like created by one recently, and I just like couldn't get rid of it for some odd reason. It was like behind taunt, and I was just like, no.
It must have.
All right. What do we got here?
Warlock.
It's Talklock. Talklock. Yay.
Oh, it's got TikTok.
Yay. Yay.
There's like a million
yeah,
cards on the list. I didn't even look to see who was in there.
The thing is, there's a million cards on the list, and like the contents of those cards don't actually matter. Martian Boo. I sent Martian last expansion my Cthulhu TikTok Warlock because it wasn't Reno. It was just like Cthulhu talk. Just as a showcase of like, if you're doing like the base 5 to 6 card talk thing, you're probably got a deck that's good enough to beat all the decks it's going to beat, and then whatever else you fill in with, that's not really relevant or matters at all. The serious win condition people were using was like the Egg of Kelos scam still, but I was doing like Sargeras and like Cthulhu minions in mine, and Martian Boo played it like to a ridiculous amount, where to the point where it was like he was doing different variants of talk and just like kept climbing to where he got to 11x. Meta again, like playing like the top 200, 100, playing like Talk Lock, and he was just like, this is fun. It's nice being back here. So like, yeah, here's Talk Lock.
I need a current.
And do what you want with the cards. They don't matter.
I'd spend some
think
dust on
is-
this.
I think this is a pretty current version
Cool.
even. I
Yeah.
think this may have been the one that Schmoopy slid my way for THL 2-3 weeks ago.
There's like 1 or 2 spells that are different. I think maybe just
minimal
one.
differences.
The new Defile's in for the 3 mana ping a minion, and just because it's worse Defile, but it looks pretty okay into small boards, and we got a lot of small boards right now. We got a lot of 1/1 tokens and a lot of like, small mechs.
And when you're a Reno deck, you're already running Defile, and a second
Why not
worst
run
copy is
Lit?
fine.
Yeah, it's probably pretty okay.
Yeah.
So dumb question, but the strategy behind the quest is you just fill your hand up and then plot twist, I guess, for the most part.
So what you can do is you can Finley, which also empties your hand technically,
right.
or plot twist.
It flips it.
Both
Okay.
of those are fine. So it's like basically like, all right, I'm going to play the quest and I'm going to tap and I'm going to tap. And like sometime around 3 or 4, turn 3 or 4, I've maybe played some cards, but mostly I've done not a lot. And then I'm going to Finley, I'm going to get my quest reward, and then I'm going to trigger my quest reward. My opponent's going to be playing from behind from there.
Yeah, because this has all kinds of big, silly, long game stuff that's my jam.
And
Cool.
if you can get, in the mirror in particular, if you can get your Sargeras out and taunts is what you want to. The first person
okay.
to get those online is winning the video game, essentially.
Correct. Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. I like it.
There you go. Another deck on your list you can play.
I know. Yeah. I'll spend some of the dust I've been hoarding for this for sure.
I'm thinking a lot of these cards you have. There's a lot of older cards
yeah,
in here and
I
stuff.
think
So
I
hopefully,
don't have like I wanted to say Poopgar. Oops, excuse my language. Popgar.
Yeah, Popcar. Popcar's really
Symphony.
solid though. Popcar's like a solid craft. You could just use Popcar all on his own without any other fell synergy. And right now it's just like a solid anti-aggro card.
But I definitely, cool. Thanks. I bought, as I said, the StarCraft set, so I'm itching to play Kerrigan for one thing.
Oh yeah, she's good. Now she's great in this because you delete the opponent's hand, and they can't clear the 2/5s, and so like you start like snowballing value, the Hive Queens. So you start snowballing value where it's like, okay, now I'm playing the Zergs that they made, and like you still can't clear them, and my opponent's drawing one card at a time. They're like, I can't answer the Zergs. So you get to run her over with Zergs.
Sweet. Cool. Sold.
More eggs, dump zergs, press button. Yeah, fun.
Fun indeed.
And the Reno twins. Nice.
Exciting. Okay, so up next, Thief Priest.
Thief Priest, modern day Thief Priest. Yay! Hydra's favorite deck.
That I only discovered I hated after you said it's annoying.
I'm sorry.
It's contagiously annoying.
Well, I was like, yeah, whatever. Waste your time spending mana stealing my stuff.
Sure.
No big deal. I'll beat you by the time you get to use it. Not really.
I feel like I.
And I was like, that's stupid. And then Schmoopydady put it in my head that, it's really annoying to lose to your own stuff. And then I really started losing to my own stuff. And then they're emoting you while they're beating you with the stuff they stole from you.
It's like, I stole your bike and I'm riding it home.
That's how you know you're
I'm
actually playing a priest, and not whatever you're playing. The emoting, the constant emoting.
Wow.
Have you ever
Because it shouldn't be
ever,
possible for someone to waste mana on just taking your stuff and then being able to catch up and beat you with it when you were just sticking to your game plan. I feel like it shouldn't be possible, but it is.
the sitcom situation where the buddy's dating a new girl and his friend comes up and is like, dude, I can't believe you're dating her. That thing she doesn't bother you? And the guy's like, what thing? And then all of a sudden, all this guy can notice is that one thing that she does. And it's like the glass shattering. It's like, oh my God, no, I can't date this woman anymore. Right. I feel like I've done that to Hydra with Thief Priest. He was completely oblivious beforehand. And now I've put it in his head.
Yep.
100%.
Have any of you been jamming this deck?
I haven't actually played this
bit.
version. I love Thief Priest. I just haven't played this version. But it's infinite replayability, right? It's a different deck every time, unless it's the mirror. And the mirror's mental.
Oh man.
I bet. I've obviously
Somebody
not
ends up with a
been in
full
that
board and somebody
situation.
ends up sad.
There's no in between.
Nope.
I played
It
this
feels
one
like
today.
that's like
actually.
a tavern brawl situation almost. The mirror is just a tavern brawl. The most random stuff is happening.
Yeah, except the whole random. It's a war crime because it's I have a
'Cause
full
it's
board.
wild.
No, I have a full board. No, I have a full board. And you're just basically passing the same pieces back and forth again until somebody can tempo the other person down on turn 2. It's just so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It's more brutal than a 30 Shadow Priest mirror, in my opinion. And
Agreed.
those were short and brutal. This the Thief Priest mirror is way more cutthroat than that. There's a different level of psychological violence that's just not there with the Shadow Priest. I know the other 30 Shadow Priest is trying to explode my portrait. The Thief Priest is trying to explode my soul.
Yeah.
Just like I'm trying to do to them.
Exactly.
Amazing. All right. So up next, I believe we got Mug or Z Shaman.
Yeah. Yeah, Z Shaman.
For Shaman.
Z Elemental Shaman. This is iconic right now. Z Elemental Shaman. This is a
How have I
real
not
deck
seen
you can
this?
play. I don't know how you haven't seen this. People, there's a guy who's top 5 on EU who just does nothing but jam this. Casey Nielsen is the best. You could try it. Yeah, try it out. We can
This
find
looks like
the
so
code.
much fun.
Yeah, and especially when you hit Magatha off the hero power, that's a little fun.
Oh,
And draw 10
It's got
cards.
a nice
I'm gonna,
curve.
yeah, I'm
Right?
gonna mill a couple cards. It's fine. Yeah, we got Living Prairie. We've got Scar. Double Scars are fun. Double Lamplighters are fun.
Double Lamplighter, double Granite Forgeborn. Oh, glorious.
Yeah, this is like a legitimate tier 3 meta deck right now.
Double Turbulus.
It's fair feeling. It's very fair feeling, except when it's doing unfair things. That sounds stupid, but it's like Paladin in
Sounds
that way.
deep.
You know, like
Yeah.
just Paladin. It's just waves Paladin.
Very, very paladin, except
Very Paladin. Like it's really gross what it did, but it doesn't feel unfair.
I feel like elemental shaman's always kind of like almost there. So it makes sense that with the Z kind of feedback loop, like getting to double up some things, that there you go. That's what pushes it over.
We played Corrupted Waters for years, right?
Mhm.
Like Corrupted Waters, XL, Elemental. Let's get what's the 8 mana elemental that does the Kalimos. Let's get Kalimos in there. Let's
Oh,
bounce
wow.
Kalimoses. Let's pop some Blaze Caller's face before we had Lamplighters. Let's like do
Oh,
nonsense
yeah.
like that, right?
Fire
So like,
elementals.
but this you don't
Blaze
have to
Callers.
pass your turn 1. And nor do you have to pay 2 mana a turn to activate the effect. Like it just, it seems like it's less convenient than Corrupted Waters, but I think just the deck building restriction isn't too much of a restriction for Shaman anyway, because you like Elemental Shaman, because you got to keep the chain going. You got to feed the chain and keep it playing an Elemental anyway. It's been fine to go Z. And so this is another really like cool development the last 100 episodes.
Nice. All right. Next up, Sheep, you're familiar with this. It's Mech Paladin.
Oh
Sweet.
yeah. So
With Beatrix.
We've got our Commander Beatrix. We've got Galvanizer in the Beatrix. We've got our Radar Detector. We've got our 2 more copies of Radar Detector with Violet Treasure Gill, so that we can just get more and more. Schmoopy's iterated a little bit on this, and I've not seen the pickpockets. I'm a little leery on those, but I'll trust. The curator makes sense.
The pickpockets look like they're in the top half of the deck in the stats, which to Filterphobe says to him, okay, they belong in the deck. That's his justification. And like, they're good enough. Like if they're not active, you've hit your radar detectors, you should be winning anyway. You shouldn't need their effect, I think is the idea.
That makes sense. Cause the number of times whenever
Filterphobe's in chat, he's
him.
like, so true. True. Such a wise sage.
I know. I've got like this.
Whenever I haven't hit my radar detector, what do I do? Pickpocket? Okay. You've convinced me.
Sure. I'll try it too. I sleep on that card just because I'm like, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Right? Like I just wasted the slots.
Because the Beatrix effect, it's like that thing that's like messing with our minds, where how do we expect the deck to actually play out? It's not 30 cards, it's actually, whatever, right? It's not 40, it's 39. I don't know. It's an odd, it's a weird number.
Yeah, so you got to wrap your mind around that. Like, it's not going to be like, if you don't get to put this out on the first couple of turns, you're screwed.
Right. How does the deck feel? Right. It's like we're running an XL deck, but we're not running enough cards to end up offsetting the XL effect. So what does that feel like when you're deck building? It's really weird. The cards that are flexes in here, no one is trying Flying Machines. I've seen them in deck lists, but no one's playing them. There's no data on them on HS Guru. I'm gonna guess that 1 mana Crab Rider without Rush is going to be good enough in the Call to Arms deck. It's 4 health. It's a sticky butt. It's hard for them to get rid of it. And if it sticks, it punishes really hard with Magnetize and with Crusader's Aura. The Gold Wings look pretty good. So they definitely go in. So if we're running Gold Wings 1 and Gold Wing 2, why not run Gold Wing 3 and Gold Wing 4? That's my justification for the Flying Machines.
Love them.
The Pickpockets look like they're good enough that they're core. The stats on Busy Bots are kind of okay. I could see it if, let's say, you got a hand of Galvanizers, and then you drop down a Busy Bot, and all of a sudden the Galvanizers are River Crocs. That's pretty cool. There's no Stonehearth Vindicator as a 5th copy of Radar Detector, because I'm running Tiny Knight instead. Knight of the Anointment instead. Knight of the Anointment has slightly worse mulligan stats than Vindicator, like we're talking like 0.2%, basically nothing. And a drawn win rate that's a little bit higher. So like you're drawing your Knight of the Anointment, you're getting Crusader Aura. It's like your 1 mana Crusader Aura. Also how the deck plays out, you're not always playing a mech on one because most of our mechs are a little bit more expensive now. They're all like 2 mana because the galvanizers eventually make them free. So like Knight of the Anointment on 1 to make sure you have Crusader's Aura in a hand where if you kept the Knight, you probably already have Radar Detector. Like you see where the loop is going, you're going to have a board, you're going to take advantage. The other flexes are Curator, really slow.
I love the Curator in this.
Really low sample size. I have to, like, the data looks very promising, but it's at a very small sample size. But it is neat that it goes and it gets your Snip Snap, a Violet Treasure Gill, and a Goldwing. So you basically get a board and a body with a big butt with Taunt. Usually for cheaper than 5 mana, right? We've usually played a couple Galvanizers. So it's almost like getting you refill because the Treasure Gill should be the second copy of your Radar Detector.
I'm tempted to try this, especially like the Galvanizer is the Beatrix card. That could be gross. I like it.
Yeah,
you
can have some really gross turns. It is gross. I think
Can confirm.
It's up there with like it's in the conversation for best aggro deck. Like it's like the conversation right now would be XL Shadow Priest, Disco, and Mech Paladin. And Mech Paladin seems to hold its own against Disco. I imagine it'd be really annoying for XL Shadow Priest unless you're teched against it somehow. You can kind of go over the top with XL Shadow Priest, but like the early boards are not what you want to deal with.
I mean,
so it's a good discussion. Like it's one of the better decks.
Yeah, like the Galvanizer's doing the work that, and I forget the old card's name, but you'd always see
Mech Warper.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's like, where's that dude? But no, don't need him.
No,
exactly. Well, and so
Yeah,
it's like the
classic. He's retired.
It's like the best loop that you can do, like perfect draw, right? Knight of Anointment, I'm guessing, because this is I haven't played with Knight yet. Makes complete sense to draw extra Crusader's Aura. Crusader's Aura is what makes the deck work, right? So Knight of Anointment, Radar Detector, maybe from Treasure Gill, hopefully from Treasure Gill, let's be honest. That's your turn 2. Then turn 3, you're playing one of your galvanizers in your other galvanizer, and then you're just getting
galvanizer,
a whole board. Yeah, exactly. So you're just boom, board.
Everything's free.
Turn 4,
I guess
Crusader's Aura face. So I absolutely I've been running Flying Machines in mine. Goldwing is already core. 100%. Curator, I haven't tried running. Like you said, it's more of like a theoretical, but I love it because it gets exactly what you're looking for in that Snip Snap, in that Violet Treasure Gill, which is a Radar Detector, and in that Goldwing, which yes, like everything about that screams. I want to put that in my deck.
This is what 10 galvanizers does to the human brain, right? Like we start looking at like, all right, how expensive is too expensive a mech to run? And 3 actually kind of looks pretty good because 3 is usually 1 or 0.
Is the old mech colossal? Sorry, is the mech colossal? Is that too greedy or?
I don't necessarily think it isn't. Like I don't know if I paid 5 mana for the Leviathan. I think it'd be okay with that. Like if you wanted to
that's just 2 galvanizers. I mean, I think you could easily get 3 or 4 of them on that, without even trying. Yeah,
could be. No one's trying it, but like this is the kind of thing where it's like I can't say that that's not good because humanity is experiencing 10 galvanizers for the first time.
It's a new world.
You know what? Just try it. Try it for fun.
Excellent.
Why not?
Science.
For science.
Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely around right now. You'll see this for sure when you're queuing in Wild.
People are playing Mimiron unironically, like Mimiron's head.
Oh, that's
wow.
And then
That
trying to
is
slap
so
like,
funny.
and then trying to slap like War Gear and like the Reborn
You don't need it.
limb thing from Death Knight and Paladin on it, and then like just like do OTK damage. Yeah, like everybody's trying some nonsense with it. Right now.
You know what? If Mimorans ever get to see like real play, this could be it. So hey, why not?
Yep.
Also, I love the song when you like complete it and the graphics.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
it's
80s
Voltron.
style graphics.
Nice.
It's classic. Absolutely love it. All right.
Incredible.
What do we got next? Schmoopydady.
We've got
Stop
Copper
it.
Scum's Coca-Cola DK in its
Oh, that's
final
right.
form.
That's what we called it. I couldn't remember what we
Yeah.
called this one. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Coca-Cola.
Totally love
DK.
soda.
Yeah.
It's built
Lots of caffeine.
entirely around. Oh, Chris, go ahead, Cheap. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said lots of caffeine. Just riffing.
Yeah, lots of caffeine. It's built entirely around Sawbones, but he's made a couple of iterations from this list from the last one I shared with the pod. Notice that we've got a one of Corpsicle and one of Foam Render in here, or at least the Corpsicle's in there. One of Corpsicle, one of Foam Render, so we can further juice up our Maladar CNE turn. Remember that the corpses spent from Maladar casting CNE also count towards CNE and juice it up so that you get extra damage and extra stats on bodies or extra numbers of bodies that way. What's really cool about this list too, the whole idea is you make a cheap Sawbones, you play a bunch of token cards, and then with the Sawbones, you draw through your deck, you get a bunch of corpses. We get the corpse giants down with the pterodaxes, spending the corpses, and just make a lot of stats all at once. We're drawing cards with a remnant of rage, or is that what it's called? I think it's remnant of rage. You know, we're getting extra draws with that. We're drawing through almost our entire deck. Reska costs 0 on like turn 4 magically because we've been killing so many things and so many things are dying. While also running Threads of Despair, which is an excellent card against Mech Paladin. So if you really want to actually play a viable anti-meta DK deck to Legend, I think this is a really decent deck and is a lot of fun. Minor miracle turns. The draw turns are a little bit not super hairy, but like you draw a lot of cards and make a lot of bodies and do a lot of things.
You do it all with tokens. That always makes me happy.
Yeah. I would try it. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think I spun up
will.
a few games with it. Yeah. Was it last episode we were talking about this deck?
Last episode, and we were still at like the 0 drops and stuff. Like I think this one feels a lot
This one
clean.
looks
Like we're doing
cleaner.
volcanic drakes, right? We're like bring out the volcanic drakes. All right, we're not doing those anymore. But we have a third draw engine in the Alkalite of, and I forget exactly what she's an Alkalite of. She's 3 mana 2/4, draws whenever an undead dies.
Of death.
Of death. Well, Alkalite of death.
There you go.
That'll do her. That'll do her. You get her to stick when in wild has a 3 mana 2/4 ever stuck. Get her to stick and then play is it corpse rotation? Corpse rotation,
Crop
and
rotation.
you're going to be drawing like a crop rotation. There you go. And then you're going to be drawing like a madman.
Our final list
Last one.
on the rewind of the last 2 years, right? Since episode 200 is another. Well, I guess the final appearance of the quest line in
Questline
Demon.
DH.
Again,
This is
it's back.
this is the token version though. Like this is the version that's
Yeah.
really blown the doors off the format. This is the code I would bring to THL right now. NHL fan has a list that is slightly altered that includes Maltranix and cups an otherwise core card that I will not name here and now because I don't want to give away the sauce. But Maltranix as the 4 mana 2/6 demon that makes your opponents only able to play the cards on the extremes of their hand, the left and the right. Otherwise locking down the rest of the hand in the middle. And you can copy it because it's a demon. That's looking core right now in the stats, apparently, to the shock of everyone involved. The version I'm showing here is Filterphobes, which I like, and I would bring the THL, and I had a 17-6 record before I said, you know what, I don't want to run this into a billion mech paladins and lose a bunch of stuff. This is one of the best decks in Wild right now, and I think this version is pretty close to the perfect 30, if not the perfect 30.
The Bribe is obviously new, but
Dark Bribe is new, but also it's probably one of the worst cards in the list. But
Okay.
it makes the list so much smoother that it feeling like one of the it has very good stats, but it feels like one of the worst cards in the list. But it just makes everything so much cleaner in how everything functions now. You gas out so many fewer games.
The
than you
drawing
did in the other
3
version.
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't matter that you have to give one away. You still drew all 3. Cool.
And you can send something over that they're not going to make use of, right? Like you send over a Sigil of Time, and they're really good when your deck's empty, because on the Arana turns, when your deck's empty, you don't even have to pick a card. It's just 1 mana, draw 3, or 2 mana, draw 3, get deeper into Fatigue.
All right. Well, that was
Excellent.
the final list on our rewind back through time of the last 100 episodes. Wow. Thank you, Schmoopydady, for putting the list of decks together.
Yeah, that was cool.
But, yeah. Good,
I hope I
good memory
triggered
lane.
everyone's fight or flight.
I was triggered.
I think you
I was
have.
triggered a few times on that. So on this episode, I just want to thank Ahrimourn for coming
thank
on.
you guys
so
for having me.
So very
It's great.
much.
basically, like, we wouldn't have made it to episode 300 if it weren't for the people that listen to the podcast. And you definitely are one of the people that do that support us, that are here every week. So in my head, you're basically the I don't know what the word for it is, but you stand the embodiment of the listeners, and you're on the screen and on the podcast right now. So
man.
So I want to thank you, and at the same time that means thanking everybody that
Thank you
listens to
guys.
the podcasts. So if you're listening out there, thank you for getting us to episode 300, because while we love doing the show, I don't think we would have done 300 episodes if no one was listening.
Probably not.
Probably.
Probably not.
Maybe, but probably not.
Just do a call amongst yourselves, maybe. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. I thought I had a great time. Triggered some good memories and some not so good ones with some of those decks. But this is great. Thanks again.
Oh, don't worry, Ahrimourn.
300.
We still have more required from you.
Oh man.
Unrelated Advice with special guest of the week.
Ahrimourn.
Mm-hmm. What's it like to be so old? Ugh.
So before I became a more regular voice on the podcast, you were there, one of the bleacher creatures, you and me Friday night. These guys are trying to make a show, and we're yipping and yapping in the comments section, and they're ignoring us or trying to, right? And so, but you are famous for one thing when it comes to our chat session, and you are the undefeated, in my mind, champion of being first in chat, even before us, oftentimes. I need you to give me either a dramatized or non-traumatized tips and tricks to how the GOAT does it, because you're the greatest to have ever done it before.
Oh man, jeez. There's really no secret. It would usually just coincide with the kids' bedtime. You know, I'd fire up the laptop, get the kids ready, bath, all that, and then I'd just lurk. To be honest, I'd fire up Hearthstone, have the pot on the other screen, and it's like, ready to pounce, especially lately with Millsy. Got to do something about that guy. But no, it was just, I'd be there, and it's like it would go off my phone, but lately I've been slipping. Get a little bit distracted, and Millsy, the kid, just takes over. I don't know. I assume he's a kid. I don't know. But yeah.
Millsy? No.
No?
Millsy's like your age. You
Oh.
guys are both old.
It's like the
old wizened dogs at this point.
It's like the old
it's a
guys
couple
in the Muppets, like are fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Hey. But no, and it did become like, I won't say a chore, but it was just like, I gotta be there. I gotta. But no, it's it's always been an honor. It was fun. And just, even like I said, when I wasn't playing, it was still, I got to watch the boys. And, you did keep me sort of updated on what was happening. Disco Lock's still annoying, that kind of thing. But yeah, it was just, routine. Creature of habit, I guess.
Wiser words have never been spoken. You heard that on.
Born to be wild.
I'm gonna tell Millsy that he thought you thought he had young person energy.
It was
He's
just
gonna get
like-
a big kick out of that.
I